At 102 Credit Union, we tend to make becoming a member easy. Walk in, sign up, and start saving. We tend to your needs with lower rates, fewer fees, and personalized service. 10 to joining, 10 to thriving, 10 to enjoying the benefits today. Easy to join, built for you. 102 Credit Union.
It's that time again. Kids going back to school. Sad enough to make you cry. Who you kidding? You got the whole day to yourselves. So get down to Erie Floors Back to School Sale, where all our floors major in style and durability. We'll give you an A for effort if you change out your F in floors. Start the fall semester with extra flooring credit. But don't be tardy. Come end of September, it's school's out. We'll do all the homework for you. Because at Erie Floors, our world is under your feet.
Craving something fresh, delicious, and locally sourced? At Give a Crepe La Creperie, we serve up savory and sweet crepes made with the best ingredients and crafted with care. And yes, we've got 100% gluten-free and vegan options too. Join us at our location in the heart of Little Italy. Whether you're in the mood for a quick bite or a leisurely meal, we've got you covered with cozy indoor seating, al fresco dining, and easy carry-out options. Come experience flavors that are fresh, vibrant, and made with care. It's easy to give a crepe about Erie.
At 102 Credit Union, we tend to the stress of managing multiple debts with simple debt consolidation. We help you tend to lower payments, fewer worries, and more peace of mind. 10 to your finances, 10 to your life, 10 to debt done right. Debt consolidation made simple. 102 Credit Union.
Friday nights in our community mean one thing: high school football. And just like your hometown team, McMillan's Towing is always ready when you need us most. From breakdowns and accidents to roadside emergencies, McMillan's Towing has you covered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. McMillan's Towing, proud to support our student athletes and the entire community this season. McMillan's Towing, reliable, professional, always here when you need us. Call 814-897-8989.
At Orthopedic Associates of Meadville, our growing team of surgeons utilize cutting-edge, patient-centered procedures and treatments to get you active and healthy again. From high-quality personalized care to state-of-the-art injury treatment and prevention, the choice has been clear for over 50 years. The largest, most skillful team of orthopedic specialists in Crawford County, delivering orthopedic care that you and your family depend on, right here, close to home.
At Nova Cabinets, Countertops, and Floors, we specialize in cabinets, countertops, and floors that redefine luxury and durability. Imagine opening your cabinets to find organized bliss with every item in its place. Picture preparing meals on stunning granite or quartz countertops that are as resilient as they are beautiful. And let's not forget the floors. We have an extensive range of flooring options to complement any aesthetic. Visit our showroom or call us today. Nova Cabinets, Countertops, and Floors, your partner in creating the home of your dreams.
Thinking of selling but feeling stressed and just don't know where to begin? As Erie's senior care expert, I can make selling your home a little less stressful by personally assisting you from beginning to end. I will be there personally every step of the way. Beat your competition and list now while the housing inventory is low and the seller's market is still hot. Call D. Caruana and Associates today and put my one-of-a-kind multimedia marketing plan to work for you. Your home could be the next one on our sold list.
2025 Hallman Chevrolet Silverado 1500 LT 4-wheel drive. Buy for 2.9% APR for 72 months or lease 0 down $489 per month.
You heard right. For 0 down or 2.9% APR, you can take this home.
This week at Hallman Chevrolet, take your pick of SUVs. 2025 Trax LS, 2026 Trailblazer LT all-wheel drive, and 2026 Equinox LT all-wheel drive. One low payment, only $299 per month. Hurry to Hallman Chevrolet.
It's now time for the Erie News Now Game of the Week. Let's send it down to the broadcast booth with John Leidick.
Hello and welcome to Keck Field at Jack Beswick Stadium for Week 4 of high school football and a matchup of the Old Erie County League between the Harbor Creek Huskies coming in at 0-3 and the Fairview Tigers coming into tonight's homecoming contest at 1-2. Hello again, everyone, and welcome into the broadcast booth. I'm John Leineck alongside my partner Jamie Murphy, getting ready for this homecoming contest. And Jamie, when we talk about this Erie County rivalry, or the Erie County League matchup here tonight between these two teams looking to maybe turn the tide of the first couple of weeks, let's start with Harbor Creek. A week ago, in somewhat of a rivalry game over there in East County against Northeast, coming up short, and the storyline all season long has been the turnovers for the Huskies.
Yeah, for Harbor Creek, it's not just trying to hype up the game that they're better than 0-3, but they got destroyed the first 2 weeks. So that's in the past, but last week they played pretty well. Northeast is a good team, and they tie with 8 minutes to go, and as you said, the fumble with 5 minutes left, that did them in, and the turnovers have been it kills any team, and it hurts Harbor Creek, and, in 3 losses, you're kind of buried in the league. So they're better than 0-3. They've got a really good running quarterback. They've got 2 really good interior linemen that can make holes for them. They don't throw the ball a whole lot, but if they can open those holes, Grant Zillman had 191 yards rushing last week, and that's, yes, there's a lot of rushing yards in high school football, but that's impressive on a good Northeast team. So, and Fairview gave up a ton of rushing yards last week, so that could be an even out for Harbor Creek this week.
That'll be a matchup to watch, certainly, because I was talking with John Anger, the head coach of the Huskies. Said, we're still a young group, but he can start to feel some of the momentum coming into this one. Meanwhile, Fairview, they start in that great comeback victory in week 1 down at Slippery Rock. But the last 2 home games here at Keck Field at Jack Bestwick Stadium have not gone their way, and the big thing has been the slow starts against Grove City and Girard.
Grove City was just, they got blown out in that one, and Girard, they was pretty even. Girard played an excellent game. They deserved to win. They had great execution, but Fairview gave up a ton, over 200 rushing yards in that game. And Girard's a good team, but Fairview also hurt themselves with mental mistakes, a lot of penalties. They got banged up. They lost their quarterback, although Bennett's a great backup quarterback. He's more than capable. He's an excellent arm. But what it does is it thins the wide receiver position where he was really good at. So everyone has to step into those roles. I really think Fairview plays a complete game tonight. It's not going to be a blowout. I think they're going to be at home. They have homecoming. That does boost you up. So, look for Fairview to get things in order. But I'm sure Coach Sobolewski said from the very first practice, get your heads into this. You're a good team. 1-2, the season's not over. And they're a good 1-2 team. They really are. So I think they're going to bounce back this week.
Yeah, both teams looking for their first Region 5 victory coming into this one. Had the opportunity earlier this week to stop by here at Fairview and talk with head coach Mark Sobolewski. He mentioned the fact that there's going to be a switch at quarterback and how this group kind of resets and looks forward going into this one against Harbor Creek. Let's take a listen.
Welcome back to the pregame show as we continue along here with Fairview head coach Mark Sobolewski. Mark, let's take a look. Your group in the second half made some adjustments. What were your general takeaways from the game against Girard?
I'll toss to
Well,
break.
I mean, I'm going to Bill Belichick. Yeah, we're on to the next one. So I'm looking forward to Harbor Creek, and we'll worry about Harbor Creek.
I know your group dealt with a number of injuries. Let's start here. What did you make of Jeremiah's play when he stepped in at the quarterback position?
Is there a stinger for Holman Chevrolet in this one?
Well, again, I'm going to say, we're going to focus in on this next week, and Jeremiah is the starting quarterback at this point, and we're excited about what he gives us. He played some quarterback week 1, so he's familiar with the position, and we've got a couple other guys in the program that are able to step up.
So we'll need that coming back.
From the run perspective, I think at times you guys were able to build
I'll mention it here verbally
that
the
half. I know
the pregame show drive to kickoff, and then I'll toss it to break.
Some of those bright spots in the run game at times.
Well, I think our young offensive line is taking a step every week, and we're expecting to take another step this week, and it's encouraging that group has stayed together and been solid, and they kind of build off each other, and that's exciting to see. So they're all youngins, and we're looking forward to them, finishing out this year, and then
how much time left
in the future.
I know you talked last week when we spoke about the young guys trying to learn the game of football. How much was the mental side of things with some of the penalties that added up in the second half of the discussion this week?
I can't answer for the officials, and again, I'm worried about Harbor Creek, and we always try to play mistake-free football, and it's our job to block that stuff out, and just worry about your job and do the things that you're supposed to do.
Finally, for me, what's the biggest keys you're focusing in as you head into another region game here this week with Harbor Creek?
Well, Harbor Creek brings a lot to the table offensively. Their quarterback is extremely dynamic, and he presents a challenge, similar to what we were last year, was having a quarterback that can run the football, and watching him run the ball, it's challenging to stop that, because you've got to worry about the running back and the quarterback. So very, very solid group, in their backfield, and that presents a lot of problems for us. And then defensively for us, we've got to play mistake-free football, and we got to make sure we're following our assignment, especially in the secondary, and being where we're supposed to be. And I think we got to do a good job tackling this week because they present a lot of challenges.
The drive to kickoff presented by Holman Chevrolet continues in just a moment.
As we welcome you back here to our Erie News Now Game of the Week, this is the Drive to Kickoff brought to you by Holman Chevrolet. We thank head coach Mark Soboleski for his time during the week to get us set for this matchup here tonight. Coming up as we continue along on the Holman Chevrolet pregame show, we'll hear from the head coach of the Harbor Creek Huskies, John Anger, and how his group takes a step forward here tonight in search of its first win. Stay with us here. The Erie News Now Game of the Week broadcast continues after a short break.
The Drive to Kickoff is brought to you by Holman Chevrolet.
Your home is your castle, but is your roof fit for a king? At Leon Construction, we provide top-tier roofing to shield your home from leaks and the damaging effects of water. With premium materials, expert craftsmanship, and lifetime warranties, we don't just build roofs, we build protection. Get the royal treatment your home deserves. Call today for your free roof inspection. Leon Construction, the king of quality. Call 450-4601 or visit us online at leoncep.com.
Craving authentic Italian flavors? Step into Valerio's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. Our food is made with the freshest ingredients where every bite is an escape to Italy. From fresh and delicious pizzas to calzones, wings, soups, and many other appetizers. Not only can you get our delicious food in our 3 locations, we also offer catering services. From business luncheons to weddings, we have your catering needs covered. So bring the whole family or make it a date night. It'll be an experience you won't forget.
Valerio's, fresh from Italy to you.
We tackle some of Erie's toughest and dirtiest jobs, so you don't have to. We're Haul Pros, Erie's 5-star rated junk removal service. From estate cleanouts to hoarding situations, our team delivers results you can see the same day. Families and business owners trust us because we show up prepared, handle every detail, and leave nothing behind but relief. Call today and mention you saw us on TV for $50 off your next cleanout. Results first, that's our promise.
Craving something fresh, delicious, and locally sourced? At Give a Crepe La Creperie, we serve up savory and sweet crepes made with the best ingredients and crafted with care. And yes, we've got 100% gluten-free and vegan options too. Join us at our location in the heart of Little Italy. Whether you're in the mood for a quick bite or a leisurely meal, we've got you covered with cozy indoor seating, al fresco dining, and easy carry-out options. Come experience flavors that are fresh, vibrant, and made with care. It's easy to give a crepe about Erie.
We welcome you back to the Drive to Kickoff, presented by Holman Chevrolet, the pregame show here from Keck Field at Jack Beswick Stadium. Harbor Creek and Fairview going head-to-head. It's been a tough start for the Harbor Creek Huskies, off to an 0-3 mark, but progress a week ago. How do they get their first victory of the season? Here's head coach John Anger as his group prepares for week number 4.
Welcome into the pregame show as we're joined by the head coach of the Harbor Creek Huskies, John Anger. John, let's start here. Obviously, maybe not the start your group has wanted, but what have you taken from the first 3 games and the biggest adjustments you're heading into week 4?
We were young to start with. We got a lot of guys in new positions, but we're definitely improving week to week. We can see it happening. The mental mistakes are the big thing that we have to get over now. We're hoping that it starts to come together this week.
Obviously, I know one thing that'll bug any coach is the turnovers. How much emphasis maybe has there been about just the ball security as you guys go into a big region matchup like this?
There's been a good amount on ball security, but as anything, we got to put it in the rear view and focus on the positives that come out of things and improve. So,
obviously, Gavin's been a key contributor in terms of the run game. How do you get some other contributions for your group to start building some of these young guys up to be able to carry some of that load?
Once again, we have a lot of guys in new positions, and they're in those positions this year as new guys. So we're hoping with the reps that we've gotten throughout the course of the last 5-6 weeks, it's starting to take place and we're starting to do what needs to be done.
Obviously an experienced coach on the other side, and Mark Soboleski. What's the biggest thing you look at when you get set to face this Fairview, and the keys that you're going to be preaching to your team throughout this week?
I know Mark Soboleski is going to bring a team that's going to be ready. They're going to be hungry. There's no quit in that team over the past 10 years. So we just got to be ready. We got to play mentally well, and we got to be physical.
All right, that was your 2-minute drill with the head coach of the Harbor Creek Huskies. The pregame show here, presented by Holman Chevrolet, continues. Stay with us.
All right, the Harbor Creek Huskies getting set to take the field here at Keck Field at Jack Beswick Stadium. We'll take our final timeout here on the drive to kickoff presented by Hallman Chevrolet, and then bring you back for the national anthem and set the stage for opening kickoff with the coin toss as well. Stay with us here on the Erie News Now.
The drive to kickoff is brought to you by Hallman Chevrolet.
At Nova Cabinets, Countertops, and Floors, we specialize in cabinets, countertops, and floors that redefine luxury and durability. Imagine opening your cabinets to find organized bliss with every item in its place. Picture preparing meals on stunning granite or quartz countertops that are as resilient as they are beautiful. And let's not forget the floors. We have an extensive range of flooring options to complement any aesthetic. Visit our showroom or call us today. Nova Cabinets, Countertops, and Floors, your partner in creating the home of your dreams.
Thinking of selling but feeling stressed and just don't know where to begin? As Erie's senior care expert, I can make selling your home a little less stressful by personally assisting you from beginning to end. I will be there personally every step of the way. Beat your competition and list now while the housing inventory is low and the seller's market is still hot. Call D. Caruana and Associates today and put my one-of-a-kind multimedia marketing plan to work for you. Your home could be the next one on our sold list.
At the Empty Keg, we believe a good meal feels like home. Family owned and a proud part of Edinboro's history, our doors have always been open to neighbors, friends, and newcomers alike. Our homestyle menu brings people together with hearty daily specials made to be shared. From seasonal beers and monthly tap features to happy hour specials after work, there's always something to raise a glass to. Whether it's a family dinner, a night out with friends, or just a place to unwind, the Empty Keg is where everyone belongs. The Empty Keg, where Edinboro comes together.
Meet Bree. Bree tracks every dollar she spends, but she doesn't spend a lot of time doing it. Bree uses Marquette's personal financial management tool. It's fast, easy, accurate. Just ask her what she spends on coffee, on streaming services, or doggy daycare. Bree's spending is really looking good, just like her savings account. Be empowered. Marquette Savings Bank.
2025 Hallman Chevrolet Silverado 1500 LT 4-wheel drive. Buy for 2.9% APR for 72 months or lease 0 down $489 per month.
You heard right. For 0 down or 2.9% APR, you can take this home.
This week at Hallman Chevrolet, take your pick of SUVs. 2025 Trax LS, 2026 Trailblazer LT all-wheel drive, and 2026 Equinox LT all-wheel drive. One low payment, only $299 per month. Hurry to Hallman Chevrolet.
We welcome you back to the Erie News Now Game of the Week as the opening lineups being introduced here from Keck Field at Jack Beswick Stadium. This is the drive to kickoff, sponsored by Hallman Chevrolet. John Laddick alongside Jamie Murphy here tonight. And Jamie, we get two teams looking to turn their seasons around as they get set to head for the coin toss. Let's start with Harbor Creek tonight. Your keys to the game.
Is getting the lead. A team like Harbor Creek likes to run the ball a lot, and most high school teams do. And it's not that Gavin Zillman can't throw the ball; he's been pretty accurate. But their game plan is around him. He's remarkably athletic. We're gonna end up calling his name maybe more than any other player. That's tough to come back if Fairview gets on him by a couple of scores. It's not that they should abandon the game plan, but it's maybe a little tougher for them to start throwing the ball in the second half. So they want to get that lead early, even though I know that sounds obvious, every team wants the lead, but for that Harbor Creek, for their game plan, they really want to do that. And for Fairview, I think it's just eliminating the mistakes and being confident. I think that that's more of an intangible type of thing, but knowing that they were good enough to win last week and it didn't work out, feed off this packed house tonight for the homecoming, and again, make sure that if the mental mistakes are there, the execution will take care of itself. And they know, Coach Soboleski, everyone knows that Harbor Creek's 0-3, but they're not a terrible team. They're not one of these freshman teams that'll never score a point. They're a dangerous team.
As we get set here tonight, you see the opening coin toss here. I believe that's Nick Scott Jr., a Fairview alum, getting set, and a very successful athletic family out here at Fairview. Katie Scott up with the Professional Women's Soccer League as one of a very successful family as they get set here tonight for the opening coin toss. It is homecoming night here for Fairview as they get set. We'll bring you the introduction of the homecoming court at halftime and the Hall Pros halftime, so stay tuned for that as we get set here. So it looks like Harbor Creek has won the toss here to start. And all right, so for a second consecutive week here, Jamie, we will see Fairview start with the football. We know how successful their drive was up until the end of it a week ago with that botched field goal attempt. This is time for the national anthem. We're going to quiet down and take you to the field for the national anthem here at Fairview High School.
At this time, we ask you please rise, gentlemen in winter caps, as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem by the Fairview Marching Tigers.
And a beautiful job there by the Fairview Marching Band as we get set for this one. Prior to kickoff, as that concludes our Hallman Chevrolet drive to kickoff, we thank Hallman Chevrolet for being a part of our pregame broadcast here. Let's also thank our sponsors throughout our Erie News Now Game of the Week broadcast, being able to bring this to you. That starts with Leon's Construction, the king of quality, along with Nova Cabinets, Countertops, and Floors. Get the kitchen of your dreams. We are the one-stop shop for the finest in kitchen design. The Orthopedic Associates of Meadville, the Meadville Medical Center, and new to the broadcast as well this week, but a longtime supporter of Erie News Now and our Game of the Week, Plastic. So we thank all our sponsors for being able to bring this game to you. Again, I'm John Leidick alongside my broadcast partner tonight, Jamie Murphy, as we get set to send this one off. Should be an exciting one here, as many people that have followed football around this area, Jamie, they love the Erie County League, and they any chance to get an old matchup like this between Harbor Creek and Fairview, always a good one. Fairview enters on a 3-game win streak.
68 meetings, I believe is
yes.
What you had said before. That is remarkable. Obviously, only playing once a year. It's going pretty far back to the old Erie County League that old people like me remember. That was, yeah, I understand why they changed classifications for good reasons, but there are people that always enjoy these matchups with the teams that have always been in the same size and same region. We'll finally get to see Fairview return a kick.
Yeah, we'll see how things turn off as Joe Wagner set to tee it off as this one goes deep. And that's going to be taken by Caden Oldak right around his goal line as he's out across the 10, trying to pick up some blockers in the middle of the field. He has a good return here, already out to the 35 before he is brought down there. That was Landon Demerol with the tackle, in Fairview with a pretty decent return to start things off here on their opening drive of the ball game.
I would explain why Gerard kicked it out of bounds every time last week. So we were confused on why they did it, but that's why they're coaches and we're not. So Oldak and O'Reilly, their two best running backs, are back on the kickoff, so they're going to get good returns every time.
And throughout the first couple of weeks, you saw Carlos Samino under center, but Jeremiah Bennett was in at the first half last week, and he will be the quarterback moving forward as he works out of the shotgun, and he does the read option as he goes up across the 40, 45, and near midfield. He's going to pick up about he goes up there for about 16 yards on a read option to start things off for the Fairview quarterback.
Bennett has a great arm. He's very lanky. You can see he's built kind of in the manner. I'm not comparing him to Lamar Jackson, but he kind of has that movement, that build like him. But he can throw the ball. He has great touch. Again, they relied on him more of a wide receiver, so they lose some depth there, but he is very, very good.
So 1st and 10 at the 48 of Harbor Creek. That one goes for 17 officially. That time, Caden Oldak trying to get things going. He's going to lose 2 yards as he slips up there.
We see Cade Oldak, who got the majority of the carries last week. Joe Riley leads the team in rushing, but didn't touch the ball as much last week. They went with Oldak quite often, and they were losing most of the game, so they kind of had to get away. They were down 18-7 at half, got away from their game plan, and I'm sure they're very happy that Harbor Creek wanted them to have the ball first.
4 wide receiver set. You saw some progress in the second half of the run game, and they start things off here with 2 early rushes. Bennett out of the shotgun here. Does the read option again. He'll keep it once more as he goes up the middle. Bounces off a few tacklers as he goes from the 50 all the way down to the 40. A pickup of 10 and a 3rd and manageable.
And 4 down territory goes, even though they have one of the best kickers in the region. Harbor Creek's, I mean, maybe it's Bennett just being talented. They just can't seem to get a good hit on him. He just kind of slithers his way through there, even though there's early contact.
So Joey O'Reilly comes onto the field for this 3rd down play. It'll be a 3rd down and 2 from the Harbor Creek 40. And again, we mentioned a week ago, Fairview had a very promising opening drive that stalled out, and then the field goal operation couldn't connect, and they were able to hand it to Gerard, who went on an early drive. So we go 2 receivers, 1 to either side. Bennett working out of the shotgun formation. He's going to delay the handoff on the draw. Oldak trying to maneuver through a couple of tacklers. He's not going to do much more than get back to the line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up a 4th and 2, and I would imagine Fairview and Mark Soboleski trying to get some momentum will try and go for this on the 4th and short.
So that was like a draw counter. Very interesting play, and didn't get the blocking they wanted. So Oldak ran right into the center of the line. This is an easy decision to go for it here.
It's 3 receivers split out. Bennett working out of the shotgun with Oldak as O'Reilly motions to the near side. As the play clock will tick to about 10 seconds now with under 10 to go in this opening quarter. 4th and 2 Fairview as Mark Soboleski is with the new quarterback in play as Jeremiah Bennett. They'll take a timeout, does Fairview, so will we. Our first timeout of the night back here in a moment on the Erie News Now Game of the Week.
At Orthopedic Associates of Meadville, our growing team of surgeons utilize cutting-edge, patient-centered procedures and treatments to get you active and healthy again. From high-quality personalized care to state-of-the-art injury treatment and prevention, the choice has been clear for over 50 years. The largest, most skillful team of orthopedic specialists in Crawford County, delivering orthopedic care that you and your family depend on. Right here, close to home.
Craving authentic Italian flavors? Step into Valerio's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. Our food is made with the freshest ingredients where every bite is an escape to Italy. From fresh and delicious pizzas to calzones, wings, soups, and many other appetizers. Not only can you get our delicious food in our 3 locations, we also offer catering services. From business luncheons to weddings, we have your catering needs covered. So bring the whole family or make it a date night. It'll be an experience you won't forget.
Valerio's, fresh from Italy to you.
We rejoin you as on 4th and 2. It was Grady Anderson stepping in for Jeremiah Bennett for a pickup of 5 and a 1st down for Fairview. So the drive stays alive as we welcome you back to the Erie News Now Game of the Week. I'm John Leidick alongside my broadcast partner, Jamie Murphy. So 1st and 10 from the 35 as Bennett is going to be brought down quickly. Drop back for a loss of about 5 there as a host of tacklers in to make the play.
Nathan Vogt, great play. He penetrated the line. Vogt, who's a wide receiver linebacker playing on the line tonight, filling in for some spots right around his man and was able to hold up Bennett. Great athletic play.
So that'll set up a 2nd and long. 2nd and 15, under 9 to go here in the opening quarter as Fairview works from the Harbor Creek 40-yard line. Bennett out of the shotgun with 4 receivers, twins to either side. This time his first pass of the play goes over the middle, and a great deflection there that time. What a play by Cohen Kent to bat down that opening pass.
Brady Powers also with a good play and a good hit there. Very dangerous, they call them hospital passes there over the middle, but he was looking for that seam in that zone and trying to sneak it in front of that safety. That's a difficult play. It's the first time we've seen Bennett throw it. He just has excellent touch. That's just a tough play to complete, and Powers a good job staying in his spot in the safety position.
Yeah, That's one of those timing plays. You try to fit it into a very small window. So 3 receivers now on 3rd and 15 from the Harbor Creek 40. Bennett works out of the shotgun, rolls to the near side here. Delays, is going to look for the receiver downfield. It hits the hands there, that time, of Eli Pettit, as he likes to go by, and that is incomplete. So 4th and 15 for Fairview coming up from the Harbor Creek 40.
It's tough to throw on the run. You're rolling to your left. As a righty, you cannot throw to your right at all. And so you're limited to just one receiver. He just didn't get a lot on that pass, what he wanted. But no, you can pin him deep, put your defense to work, and just play the slow game, the field position game.
So, Jamie, just like a week ago, promising start to a drive for Fairview ends in no point so far, as Danny Lindenberger will come on for his first punt of the evening. He'll get set to send this one. Harbor Creek with a couple of guys back. That includes Cameron Herman. As Lindenberger gets this one, short one, that bounces around the 9 and then bounces out right around the 8, and that's where Harbor Creek will start, backed up deep in its own territory.
Good punt there by Lindenberger, who is 3rd in District 10 in yards per punt. That is obviously not a situation where you're going to get a lot of yards, but that's what you need to get it inside the 20. Absolutely not a skill a lot of high school players have, is punting the ball, and Lindenberger does. 37.3 yards a punt, and a good job to do what they needed to do there. Now Harbor Creek has a long field. We'll get to see Zillman and see him go to work here.
Yeah, we'll see. You're talking to John Anger, as you heard in the Holman Chevrolet pregame show. A group that you can see the improvement. Now it's about getting these guys to get on the right assignments consistently, the blocks, and set things up here as we get started. The first look at the Harbor Creek offense. That's Gavin Zillman under center here as he goes with a motion man, Cam Herman, and that's who goes. The ball goes to first, and a nice quality run as he gets up across the 15 out to about the 17 there for a pickup of 9.
2 of the preseason players to watch for Harbor Creek, Brady Wassel and Tyler Anger, the left and right guard, respectively. They're not very big. They're both 5'11", but they're stout, 200 and 233 pounds, and they do a lot of the work opening up the holes, and they do have that size advantage. Fairview's line isn't really big, but they're athletic.
So Zillman will work with 2nd and a long 1. 3 receivers set to the near side with a man in motion, and that's where the quick handoff goes to. Is this one going to bounce to the outside, up across the 20, out to about the 23-yard line that time, as that handoff went to Brady Powers. So a little motion and movement here from Harbor Creek to open things up in the run game.
You look at their stats the first 3 games, almost 95% of the yardage is from Zillman. So it's very interesting the first 2 plays are not quarterback keepers, and they're to their running back. So part of the game plan maybe to vary it up a little bit or keep the defense guessing so it's not just Gavin Zillman running at every play.
And again, they've been very selective in the passing game so far as Thomas Gunther in the backfield. Zillman now going to work out of the shotgun formation. Herman motions, and he gets the handoff here. Tries to cut back field. He has a lane at a moment, but a good recovery there by the Fairview defense. Is that one going to get about a yard for Herman?
So a lot of coaches, they do get frustrated with players by not following their blockers. But he had nothing there, and coaches will still say you have to follow the play, you have to follow the blockers. He would have probably gotten the same amount of results, same 1-yard gain. But it's so hard as a running back to see that open space. But when you cut, everything stops, and so it's gonna end up the same. But coaches don't like when the players pull away from all their blockers and try to take it out on their own.
Good job by Mason Holly-Smith on the recovery there for the tackle in the short gain. 2nd and 9 from the 24 of Harbor Creek, working with 6:20 to go in the opening quarter as Zillman takes the handoff, and the handoff goes to right up the middle, and that time it is Thomas Gunther with his first carry of the night, as that one will work out to the 27 for about a pickup of 3.
So this Harbor Creek team puts up 150 rushing yards a game, which is about average for most teams. They haven't been able to move the ball a whole lot during the season. They only have 28 points in 3 games, so not a high-scoring team. The coach is saying they're still pretty young, but so that's why they want to keep this low scoring. And this is a 3rd and difficult for this Harbor Creek team.
So a 3rd and 5 from the 28 as they go to work. Zillman out of the shotgun with Herman in motion now. The handoff, and Zillman will take it himself up across the 30. He is awfully close, but looks like he may have enough as he gets out to the 33. That was a pickup of 5 on the first carry of the night from Gavin Zillman.
Zillman got up a little slowly. I think he's all right. Doesn't look like he's hurt, just a little bit slow. You can see the quickness from Zillman, a lot quicker than the other backs. Not a real big player, but being at 5'11", although he doesn't look 5'11", but then again, they're all probably bigger than me. So 5'11", and very, very quick. So surprised, 7-8 plays in. That's the first time he's called his own number.
As we continue, under 5 minutes here to go in the opening quarter. No score here on our Erie News Now Game of the Week, 1st and 10 for the Huskies. As the fake handoff rolling right, Zillman's going to tuck it. He's across the 35 to the 40, nearing midfield as he gets out to the 47 for a pickup of 14.
Brady Wassel made that play happen. The left guard pulling out. He's probably playing on the other side on that play. Listed on the depth chart as a left guard, but he looked to be right guard, right tackle, and he popped his man and created even more space. That guy probably wouldn't have caught Zillman, but he still created even more breathing room for him. And slowly, methodically, this is exactly what Harbor Creek wants. Long, long drive to wear down this Fairview defense.
And already 2 quick carries for 20 yards for Zillman. You can see, as you mentioned, Jamie, that speed that boy, you give him just a little space, he's going to take off. So we'll start 1st and 10 for Harbor Creek. Again, their drive now out to the 48. This started at the 8 just about 4 minutes ago. So working out of the shotgun goes Zillman. He has a receiver split out and a snap that bounces off Zillman's hand. He's just going to smartly fall on that one, but a major loss on a 1st down.
That's a drive killer, an absolute killer. It appeared as though Zillman looked to his left just before that ball was snapped, and that came out back hot. But it looked like, at least from here, he took his eye off it for just a split second. And that's just one of those things where you just don't turn the ball over. I mean, I'm not saying they can't convert this, but you don't have a lot of 2nd and 21 plays.
Yeah, so all the way back to the 34 is where they'll mark him. So a 2nd and 24 here, as Zillman and company will have a bit of work to do here to try and keep this drive alive as we tick to 3:30 in the opening quarter left at this one. As you join us on the Erie News Now Game of the Week, they go to the air for Zillman. The pass, and Mason Holly Smith right there. He had it go in and out of his hands, as that was intended for Nate Vogt, I believe, on that one. As, boy, that could have been some quick points for Fairview.
Holly Smith, or Smith Holly, sorry.
Smith Holly, yes.
Read that perfectly, and Zillman really, I mean, it was a quick pass, but he didn't look off his man at all. He stared him down and didn't have a lot of zip on that pass. That was a easy, if he could have caught, it would have been a good catch, but that was an easy run if he would have pulled that down for a touchdown.
So Zillman now on 3rd and 24 from the Harbor Creek 34. The delayed handoff as he rolls to his left, looking deep downfield, and he has a man. It's Kent. Are they going to mark him out of bounds? So trying to reel it in, a little bobble late in that one. That'll bring up a 4th down for Harbor Creek from its own 34-yard line.
Well, that was a great pass. You're running to his left, throwing on target, and when you're running, the body pulls the ball a little bit. So that was a fantastic throw there. I'm surprised he didn't get in bounds because it looked like he had enough room, but obviously no one argued that's the right call there.
So Joe Wagner will come on to punt away. So both teams come up empty on opening possessions as Harbor Creek, a low snap that bounces off the turf, but Wagner able to get a high boomer away. As back standing around his own 33 was Joseph O'Reilly. He'll just signal for the fair catch and let his offense take over from there. So we'll continue along here as Fairview gets set for its 2nd possession.
That's a great play by Wagner. When the punter, when the snap isn't where it should, all the mechanics are off, and you try to just frantically get that ball out of here. And that's a solid 36-yard punt for Wagner, who hasn't really had a chance to, he's the place kicker as well, hasn't had a lot of action this year. So good, very good job there by getting this solid punt.
3:06 to go in the 1st quarter. No score as Jeremiah Bennett works out of the shotgun here. The read option as Bennett keeps it himself, powers forward through a couple of tacklers, and he's brought down after a short gain of about 3 as he gets out to the 37.
And Landon Demerol, the first time we've said his name, he's the leading tackler. He put a shot in there on Bennett, hit him very hard. Good, clean, open tackle. 92 tackles last year, led the team. He was credited with 15 tackles last week and is the leading tackler of this Harbor Creek defense.
So a busy man a week ago as Bennett works out of the shotgun formation. Man in motion. And the handoff this time goes to Oldak, but he is quickly met in the backfield. This Huskies defense, they've been impressive as that drops back for a loss of 1, 3rd and 8 upcoming.
As Demerol again, he read that play right from the beginning, and it was the run pass option is very hard to defend. And it's tough because the quarterback obviously have to make that split decision, and he closed that gap in a second. And very impressive from this Harbor Creek defense, now pushing Fairview into 3rd and uncomfortable. The way this game is going, it could be over by 8:30. There's no passes, no whistles, and they're just grinding the ball.
Feels like a NASCAR race as we continue along here. The read option play action as Bennett goes over the middle. But again, another quality defensive play for Fairview in the secondary. Brady Powers knocking it out of the hands of the intended receiver. As that time, Javis Nesbitt.
Good athletic play by Brady Powers. On a personal note, Brady Powers was a 4-year-old kid on my T-ball team that I coached, so I think I've influenced his athletic ability. And his older brother played, so it makes you feel old when those little tiny kids are playing. Great athletic play. There was a tiny little window for him to throw that ball into, and a great setup there. And here we go, another punt.
So Danny Lindberger on to punt after a short series, 3 and out there for Fairview. A low line drive that will send Powers back. He's going to pick it up around his own 11-yard line. He's going to try and work upfield up to the 20 and finally brought down right around the 24-yard line, and that's where the Huskies will take over for their second possession of tonight's contest.
53 yards on that punt. That's what Lindenberger does. That's what makes him that, and it's really, punting is kind of the unseen weapon in football, where the last player you really think about, because they don't have to make game-winning field goals or make the catch or the throw, but it's such a crucial part. You notice it when a punter shanks a punt, and it's just this underlying key component to football, and you don't have that in high school very often.
So Gavin Zillman will resume under center here for Harbor Creek as they try to get a little more production going in this one. As the toss goes to Gunther, he goes right up the gut. He passes across the 25 and gets out to the 31 for a pickup of 8, and that'll bring up a 2nd and short for the Huskies. Another great opening run for Harbor Creek.
Now this is really crucial why Harbor Creek needs to get in front, because this is their run right, run left, and that, again, that's typical of a lot of high school teams. That's their strength, and they're doing a good job.
Getting close to just a minute left in this opening quarter. As quick pace to this one. Each team has now had the ball twice as Zillman works out of the shotgun on this play. Man in motion is Herman, but it goes right up the gut once again to Gunther. He's going to get right around the 33-yard line, as that'll be enough for a fresh set of downs.
Just grind it out. That's what Fairview wants to do. Again, Zillman, this is going away from their game plan the first 3 weeks, and it could be part of it because they were losing the first 2 weeks by a large margin. Last week was really even. So Zillman not getting the majority of the carries, but I guarantee by the end of the game we're still going to be talking with him up to 140, 150 by the time it's out. But this rush offense is looking great for Harbor Creek.
4 different ball carriers so far for the Huskies as we close in on the final seconds of the first quarter. Under center goes Zillman now, as he will fake the handoff and take it himself to the left side. He's up across the 40, still running at the 50, still running into Fairview territory as he knocks a player down. As he gets down to around the 31-yard line, that's a pickup. 19 and 17, if I do my math correctly, 36 yards as we're trying to do quick math here. As that'll probably bring us to the end of the first quarter of play. Final seconds tick away here between Harbor Creek and Fairview, and that will indeed conclude our opening quarter from Fairview High School. We will return with the second quarter action here on the Erie News Now Game of the Week in just a moment.
At 10-2 Credit Union, we tend to your home remodeling dreams with low rates on home improvement loans. We tend to making upgrades easier, so you can tend to the home you've always wanted. Tend to low rates, tend to big changes. Tend to your dream home today. Low rates, big dreams. 10-2 Credit Union.
We tackle some of Erie's toughest and dirtiest jobs, so you don't have to. We're Haul Pros, Erie's 5-star rated junk removal service. From estate cleanouts to hoarding situations, our team delivers results you can see the same day. Families and business owners trust us because we show up prepared, handle every detail, and leave nothing behind but relief. Call today and mention you saw us on TV for $50 off your next clean out. Results first, that's our promise.
At 102 Credit Union, we tend to make becoming a member easy. Walk in, sign up, and start saving. We tend to your needs with lower rates, fewer fees, and personalized service. 10 to joining, 10 to thriving, 10 to enjoying the benefits today. Easy to join, built for you. 102 Credit Union.
We welcome you back here to Keck Field at Jack Beswick Stadium as we get set for the second quarter of action. No scoring in our opening quarter of play between Fairview and Harbor Creek. Harbor Creek in the midst of its second possession. Each team has had the chance to touch the ball twice in this one. Both had a good start to their opening possession, Jamie, before the second drive for Fairview stalled out pretty quickly. Harbor Creek has gotten the run game going once again here on their second drive.
Great job by the offensive line. It doesn't get enough credit in football. Brady Pollock, Tyler Anger, Brady Wassel, Starling Espinoza. Great job in this first quarter creating the holes.
So from the Fairview 30, 1st and 10 as the handoff goes that side. Brady Powers moves inside the 30. He gets tripped up around the 26 for a pickup of 4 on that first down rush.
And they're just moving this Fairview defensive line at will. That was a massive gap on the right side of the line. Great job by Harbor Creek. And if you can do that, sure, you're going to get to the second level. The linebackers are going to make the play, but you're 4 or 5 yards every time, and then every 4 or 5 plays, you see that 37-yard burst. You win games doing that.
So that'll set up a 2nd and 6 from the 26 of Fairview as we begin the second quarter. Gavin Zillman, the Huskies quarterback, gets set out of the shotgun with a man behind him and a motion man in Herman. As Zillman goes and takes it himself right up the middle, he'll work the ball down to around the 22-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 3 or 4 and bring up a 3rd and short.
Dominic Ferranti with the tackle there, stopping Zillman from breaking it loose. And you see this is kind of maybe an obvious thing. You see a lot of trash talking in some professional college. Every single play, the opposing team's helping the other player up. I know this sounds corny to say, but I think it means a lot, especially the players, JV, and the younger players watching.
3rd and 3 from the 23 as the snap and the handoff goes to Powers. He tries the right side. He gets across the 20. He'll pick up the first down, still working. Down inside the 10 before he's finally brought down. That's right around the 8 for a pickup of 15 and a 1st and goal upcoming for the Huskies.
Wow, what a run by Brady Powers. He made about 4 guys miss. He is a sophomore. He's not very big. And I know Coach Sobolewski's not happy with all the missed tackles there, but Powers made it happen. He's very shifty, and he got what should have been maybe a 4 or 5 yard run into 10 to 15. Now 1st and goal, 4 down territory. Harbor Creek's in the driver's seat.
They mark him for 14, so Powers with 3 carries for 24 yards already in this one. 1st and goal from the 9 for Harbor Creek. They're knocking on the door out of the shotgun formation. Powers motions with a handoff to Gunther right up the middle. He moves down to around the 6 for a pickup of 3.
And a great play defensively. Aiden Herman, one of their top defensive players, along with Javis Nesbitt, their 2 top tacklers. First time we've mentioned them tonight. Herman, 88 tackles last year. He is 3rd in the district this year, coming in with 35 tackles.
So 2nd and goal from the 6 for Harbor Creek as they look to break the stalemate in the second quarter here. Zillman with a man in motion and Powers, and that's going to draw the opening flag of tonight's contest. Already into the second quarter. We talked about the pace, Jamie, but a week ago between Girard and Fairview, we had quite a few flags, so a pretty disciplined effort from both sides as they come into this one.
Yeah, and that was one of the big issues for Fairview was the amount of penalties, with 11 penalties last week for 95 yards, so a lot of procedure penalties, even though Girard had a lot of penalties too. So first quarter, no issues, and that, procedure penalties are going to happen. So a good start for both.
Now, instead of the 6, Harbor Creek will work 2nd and goal from the 11. See if that changes the equation for the Huskies. Zillman motions Powers here. Delays, he's looking to roll to his left. He's going to keep this one. He's going to the goal line inside the 5, and he's finally pushed out right around the 2 or 3. So that'll be a pickup of 8. They mark him out at the 4, so give him 7 on the carry. That'll bring up a 3rd and goal.
Mason Smith-Hawley, nice play there. He took away Zillman's primary target. He was the only guy going in kind of an out pattern to the left, and Zillman knew he could not throw that ball. So a good job to take it away and not come off his guy and take the bite. He knew his linebackers were going to come over and take off the run for the running back, so that's a good play.
So we'll see what the Huskies do, and you'll see for a Huskies team, do they think 4-down territory early in this one to try and get that opening touchdown? Zillman working out of the shotgun, 2 backs in the backfield. Gunther will take it up the middle. He is met quickly. Second effort, though, as he gets off and into the end zone. What an effort there. First stalled right up the middle. Gunther finds the left side and the opening touchdown to the Huskies.
And that's frustrating for a defense. You had that play stopped. The play was over. And that is just so frustrating for the players. Want it to happen more than anybody else. So they're making their greatest effort out there. But as a parent, as a fan, it's just so tough to see that happen when that play should not have happened. They should not have scored, but you gotta bounce back and get the next one.
So Joe Wagner will come on here as he gets set for this one, and the extra point to try and make it a 7-0 lead for Harbor Creek. The snap, the hold is down, and the little kick there, but it goes wide to the left, so it'll remain a 6-0 score. We'll take a quick timeout. Back with a third Fairview possession in just a moment.
At Orthopedic Associates of Meadville, our growing team of surgeons utilize cutting-edge, patient-centered procedures and treatments to get you active and healthy again. From high-quality personalized care to state-of-the-art injury treatment and prevention, the choice has been clear for over 50 years. The largest, most skillful team of orthopedic specialists in Crawford County, delivering orthopedic care that you and your family depend on, right here, close to home.
Craving something fresh, delicious, and locally sourced? At Give a Crepe La Creperie, we serve up savory and sweet crepes made with the best ingredients and crafted with care. And yes, we've got 100% gluten-free and vegan options too. Join us at our location in the heart of Little Italy. Whether you're in the mood for a quick bite or a leisurely meal, we've got you covered with cozy indoor seating, al fresco dining, and easy carry-out options. Come experience flavors that are fresh, vibrant, and made with care. It's easy to give a crepe about Erie.
We welcome you back here to Keck Field at Jack Bestwick Stadium for our Erie News Now game of the week. Off our opening score of the ball game, it's Harbor Creek that drives the length of the field. They go 77 yards for the opening touchdown, capped off by a 4-yard touchdown run by Thomas Gunther. And there it is. You talked about it in the pregame show, Jamie, as Joe Wagner gets set to tee it up. Wanted to get off to a fast start and get an early lead. The Huskies do just that. As this one going to be taken around the 2-yard line. This one from Joe O'Reilly as he goes up the middle, bounces off one tackler before he gets out to the 23-yard line, and that's where the Fairview Tigers will begin their third possession.
Sophomore Kane Rozenek with the tackle. Always like to get the special teams names in there. Don't get the chance to play a whole lot other than special teams. First missed extra point of the year for Joe Wagner, only the 5th try of this season, only the 5th touchdown in 3 games for Harbor Creek, but this is what they want to do. They're in the right place.
So we began just a tick under 9 minutes to go until halftime, and the Hall Pros halftime show as Bennett works out of the shotgun formation. He does the read option once again as he works across the 25 and out to the 30 for a pickup of 7 on first down.
And so, Fairview just keeps to their game plan. There's no change. There's so much game left. They almost came back from 3 scores last week. They're capable of doing it. And so just utilize Bennett's skills, and he's very good at that read option. That one fooled me. I thought Oldak had the ball.
Yeah, the senior quarterback with his first start of the year is a quick toss out here, but great defensive play there is coming in to blow it all up. You mentioned him already, Landon Demerol, as that pass will bring up a 3rd and about 4.
And Demerol, again, it's not even, he's already athletic, but the way he can read the play, that is something that's harder to teach, and he has done such a great job in blowing the play up and then having the athletic ability to make it happen.
They mark him for a loss of 3, so that'll bring up a 3rd and 7. And Mark Sobolewski wants a timeout ahead of this 3rd down. We'll take a timeout as well. Back in a moment on the Erie News Now Game of the Week.
When the summer heat hits, your AC shouldn't have to work overtime. Leon Construction installs high-performance spray foam insulation that locks in your comfort and slashes your cooling costs. Stop sweating high energy bills. Our expert team has you covered. Call now or visit us at leoncep.com to schedule your free summer insulation estimate. Leon Construction, the king of quality.
At Nova Cabinets, Countertops, and Floors, we specialize in cabinets, countertops, and floors that redefine luxury and durability. Imagine opening your cabinets to find organized bliss with every item in its place. Picture preparing meals on stunning granite or quartz countertops that are as resilient as they are beautiful. And let's not forget the floors. We have an extensive range of flooring options to complement any aesthetic. Visit our showroom or call us today. Nova Cabinets, Countertops, and Floors, your partner in creating the home of your dreams.
As we get set here, we're going to stay on the field for this one as we get set for a 3rd and 7 for Fairview at the 27-yard line. Bennett working out of the shotgun formation as the read option play. Bennett tries to avoid one tackler. He's going to have to reverse field, but he is going to be met. The Harbor Creek defense showing up early as he's marked all the way back to the 23-yard line, a loss of 4 on that 3rd down play.
Landon Demerol did it again. He read the play. He couldn't get Bennett. Bennett was too athletic to get around him, but he disrupted it, pushed him into the path of his other defenders. And so Demerol, one-man wrecking crew here in this first half for Harbor Creek.
And once again, a quick 3-and-out forced by the Harbor Creek defense, 2nd straight, as Danny Lindenberger will get set to send this one deep. Harbor Creek with the lead, and they're going to get the football back. Lindenberger sends this one another low-line drive that's going to take a bounce. As this one's picked up, Brady Powers on the far sideline avoids one tackler as he's going to get out to about the 47 or 48. So very short field, but we'll await as Laundry on the field as a flag flies.
Usually in the area of an illegal block, but we'll see Powers shifty. It's a solid 38-yard punt by Lindenberger. And Harbor Creek with a chance to make a statement here. The Fairview just cannot allow them to impose their will. A terrible start. So their first penalty of the night is that hurts.
Yeah, a couple of those a week ago as they're going to mark this one off. So Harbor Creek will take over with 6:56 left until halftime and a 7-0 lead. And the Huskies will start things out at the Fairview 38.
So now, you know, that other than the obvious 15-yard gain, now you're into the 4-down territory where you don't have to worry necessarily about getting stopped on 1st or 2nd down, whereas in your own territory, you're obviously not going to go for it. So that changes the whole complexion of the drive.
Right, and you have to consider, too, Harbor Creek will receive the second half kickoff. If you're able to wind enough time down, you put a lot of pressure for Fairview to try and get a score before the half. As Zillman works out of the shotgun formation, he's going to look to pass here early, throws it as this one out to Brady Powers over the defender Joseph O'Reilly, down inside the 20, inside the 10, and look at Powers power his way, but the ball loose. The official, though, is going to mark Powers down at the 7-yard line, so that would be a pickup of 31 on the pass play.
And that was really just an unfortunate read. Harbor Creek.
Joseph O'Reilly was in coverage there.
O'Reilly just misread the play. The ball was floated over his head, and I think he lost sight of the ball. And that's unfortunate because that went from a 5-yard gain to a 30-yard gain. And you know O'Reilly, he's a solid football player, and he just would wish they get that one back.
So how about a quick turn of events as Harbor Creek gets it back, gets a 15-yard penalty on Fairview, and then a quick 31-yard hitter. Brady Powers has been a candidate early on, along with Landon Demerol for a potential Valerio's Restaurant and Pizzeria player of the game at the end of this one. Powers in motion as Zillman works out of the shotgun formation. That's going to be a design quarterback run as he goes around, picks up a block, it waltzes in for the 7-yard score. Gavin Zillman, a 7-yard touchdown, and the Huskies move in front by a 12-0 score.
And they've almost already equaled their season high in points in a game. I'm really surprised. I'm not surprised that Harbor Creek can move the ball on the ground. And as we said in the pregame, they're much better than 0-3. But Fairview's defense just really struggling right now. Getting a stop, making the reads, it's hard to figure out. But still more than half the game left.
And that takes just 55 seconds and 2 plays off the clock as Harbor Creek running a late guy on for the special teams as Joe Wagner will await the extra point here to try and make it 13-0. The extra point kick as this one is up, and this time it is good. A 13-0 lead for the Harbor Creek Huskies here with 6 minutes left in the second quarter. We'll take a break and rejoin you here for the conclusion of the opening half in just a moment.
At 10-2 Credit Union, we tend to your financial needs, starting with lower credit card rates. Because when we tend to your budget, you can tend to what matters most. Tend to your dreams. Tend to your future. Tend to credit card rates that work for you. Lower rates, better living. 10-2 Credit Union.
At Orthopedic Associates of Meadville, our growing team of surgeons utilize cutting-edge, patient-centered procedures and treatments to get you active and healthy again. From high-quality personalized care to state-of-the-art injury treatment and prevention, the choice has been clear for over 50 years. The largest, most skillful team of orthopedic specialists in Crawford County, delivering orthopedic care that you and your family depend on, right here, close to home.
At 10-2 Credit Union, we tend to make becoming a member easy. Walk in, sign up, and start saving. We tend to your needs with lower rates, fewer fees, and personalized service. Tend to joining, tend to thriving, tend to enjoying the benefits today. Easy to join, built for you. 10-2 Credit Union.
Joe Wagner boots this one away as this one's going to go into the end zone as Caden Oldak will let it bounce for the touchback at a 13-0 lead for Harbor Creek. If you're just joining us here in the second quarter, I'm John Lanik alongside my broadcast partner, Jamie Murphy. It's been all about the run game for the Huskies here. The latest, a 7-yard touchdown run by Gavin Zillman. 2 touchdowns in a matter of just over 3 minutes.
And Zillman throwing the ball, too. He only had 62 yards that last week, only 111 for the season. It's not really built around his throwing. And he got that 30-yard completion. He's almost already passed those numbers. Fairview's got to get something here to end this first half.
2 3-and-outs on the last 2 possessions as Bennett works out of the shotgun. 4 receivers set out wide as the handoff goes up. Caden Oldak dances through the line. He gets up across the 31, out to the 32 for a pickup of 12 on that first down run.
And I think that's the first time we've heard the Fairview side cheer for about a whole lot. They certainly don't boo or anything. It's not a professional game, so it's good. That's a golf clap for a solid, confidence-building, good start to this drive. Just keep doing it. They've got 2 great running backs, in Oldak and O'Reilly. So
4th run of the game, but just the first positive run for Oldak, who had slipped up and been met behind the line a couple of times. So he has 4 carries for 9 yards in this one. 3 receivers now in the shotgun. Works Bennett with Oldak, his sidecar to his left. Right back to work for Oldak as he tries the right side this time. A flag flies in the backfield. This one will get out to the 39. That'd be a pickup of 7, but we will await the call, and that's a holding call on Fairview.
Man, that's frustrating. You get a good run, you get another good run, and then it's 1 step forward, 10 steps back. Demerol's in on that stop as well. Not that the play would count.
So already 2 penalties for 25 yards on the night for the Fairview Tigers.
And they whistled Robert Welkner, the right guard, for the hold. So now you start over.
So 1st and 20 now as we go for the Fairview Tigers, working from their own 20-yard line and 5:38 and counting. Bennett with a shotgun pass, shotgun rolling right, I should say. And there goes, once again, Landon Demerol. He has been the defensive standout so far in this one.
Good coverage, too, down the field. Brady Powers had the coverage down there, as well as Caspin Herman. So Bennett had nowhere to go with that ball. Again, not a lot of pocket passers in high school. They roll them out because he's athletic, and you're very limited when you're rolling. But it was a good decision not to throw the ball. The defense created that play. The secondary created that play.
So 2nd and 22, under 5 to go here in the second quarter of play. Bennett with a shotgun snap, looks deep downfield as he looks for Langston. Pastelic Haynes, and in and out of the hands of the defender as all the way down to about the 5-yard line. What a turn of events there.
And that ball looked like it was underthrown and it was going to be intercepted. That's how quick things turn out. From turning the ball over to getting a 1st and goal.
76, mark it 77-yard pass completion. you talked about it. Fairview needed something big, and they get that spark right there.
Bryce McClay in the coverage there. He had great coverage on the first play, and Pastella Canes pulled away from him, and the ball was underthrown and right through his hands. God, that has to be so frustrating for him to not be able to make that play, and what a turn of events.
So it'll be 1st and goal for Fairview from the Harbor Creek 3. 4:45 to go as we reset things for Fairview. 2 3-and-outs prior to this drive, and they get a big spark from the duo that was dynamic a week ago. So here we go on 1st and goal, and it's O'Reilly out of the Wildcat, and he'll try the right side, powers his way, but he loses the ball. They say he gets to the goal line, and a touchdown, as that far touchdown goal line to our right has been an interesting one the last 2 weeks, but Fairview is on the board with a 3-yard touchdown run by Joseph O'Reilly.
So obviously the side judge is about 15 yards away with the, I think we have a great angle being 65 yards away and up high. It looked like he fumbled before he got there, but yeah, that side judge had a better angle at it, so that was close.
And 2 plays, and all of a sudden, Fairview right back into this one as Danny Lindenberger awaits the extra point snap. Snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 4:43 to play until the half, we will stay here for this one as a couple of timeouts remain here as we'll get set. Upcoming in less than 5 minutes of game action, we will head to the Hall Pros halftime show. And tonight is homecoming night here at Fairview High School, so we intend to bring you the court introductions here tonight, and maybe a little of the Fairview Marching Band as well, as we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard and get you set for the second half with the adjustments and some statistics from the opening half of play. Again, you're listening to the Erie News Now Game of the Week. Let's thank, as we appreciate being out here, the Fairview School District. Always thankful for these schools to allow us to come out here and bring the games to you. The Fairview School District has done a great job over the last 2 weeks, allowing us to come out and broadcast the West County rivalry and now this Erie County League matchup here. But Jamie, there it is. Fairview right back into it, 13-7 off the big pass play.
And the cliche game of inches. You go from what looked to be, I think everyone in the stadium thought, that's intercepted. And there's another turnover to a 70-yard play that gets them right back in the game. So that's how quickly things can turn. So this is Harbor Creek's chance to make a statement here, take the momentum back.
So a 13-7 score as Danny Lindenberger sends this one deep. Here comes Harbor Creek working from inside the 5 as Herman going to work to the outside, up across the 30. He was knocked out around the 33-yard line. So that'll be where Harbor Creek starts its 4th possession of the ball game.
So Harbor Creek, the same approach, a little different this week, at least statistically what we've seen in previous weeks where Zillman has not carried the ball as much, but he is still a very valuable weapon, and they've been able to throw the ball a little bit more. So it seems a little bit more variety this week, and it's working for them. So they can see if they can maybe take this all the way down. They got the big play and didn't need the whole second quarter the previous drive, so maybe try to do it and get up by 2 scores again.
That was Cameron Herman setting things up on the 29-yard kickoff return. 4:36 to go till halftime. Harbor Creek with Brady Powers in motion as Zillman just shoots right up the middle, and he has a runway to go across the 50 to the 40. He's still moving down across the 30 to the 20 in one play and an answer from Harbor Creek. 67 yards from Gavin Zillman, and there's that speed we saw from the start of this one.
And Zillman, it looked at the beginning of the play, I thought for a second he actually fumbled because he made an odd motion to the right, and then he just popped out of the entire pile, and no one could get him. What an impressive, and we had said just a few minutes ago, Zillman will get his 150 even more, and there is half of it, 67-yard touchdown. And just like that, Harbor Creek, really not in many of the games this year. They are the tone setter for this one.
How about this? You talk about 150. He has 8 carries for 128 yards unofficially here tonight, as the extra point is up and good from Joe Wagner. So with 4:24 to go, we'll step aside for our final timeout as we count down towards halftime. It is 20-7 Harbor Creek.
At Nova Cabinets, Countertops, and Floors, we specialize in cabinets, countertops, and floors that redefine luxury and durability. Imagine opening your cabinets to find organized bliss with every item in its place. Picture preparing meals on stunning granite or quartz countertops that are as resilient as they are beautiful. And let's not forget the floors. We have an extensive range of flooring options to complement any aesthetic. Visit our showroom or call us today. Nova Cabinets, Countertops, and Floors, your partner in creating the home of your dreams.
2025 Hallman Chevrolet Silverado 1500 LT 4-wheel drive. 5 for 2.9% APR for 72 months or lease 0 down $489 per month.
You heard right. For 0 down or 2.9% APR, you can take this home.
This week at Hallman Chevrolet, take your pick of SUVs. 2025 Trax LS, 2026 Trailblazer LT all-wheel drive, and 2026 Equinox LT all-wheel drive. One low payment, only $299 per month. Hurry to Hallman Chevrolet.
Joe Wagner boots it deep. Is this one going to be taken by Caden Oldak around its 2-yard line? He'll work up across the 15, out to the 20, still working before he's brought down right around the 24-yard line, and that's where Fairview will start trying to have an answer as it is 20-7. Harbor Creek, after Fairview made it a one-score game, a 67-yard touchdown run by Gavin Zillman on the first play for Harbor Creek, and the Huskies back up by 2 scores.
Anthony Cohol on that special teams tackle. The one player we haven't really mentioned at all is Javis Nesbitt, the leading tackle for Fairview, has not been involved in defense a whole lot. They really got to get him in the play, unless Harbor Creek, doing something to run away from him, take him out of the play, but we haven't mentioned him yet.
Meeting with the officials right around the 24. They're looks like checking the football as we're here 20-7. Harbor Creek with the lead here. Harbor Creek has already broken its season high in points. They had 14 a week ago. As the referee going to now walk over to talk to Mark Soboleski, as I think they're working through kicking balls and the game balls, but we will see how things go here. If you're just joining us here in the second quarter, the Huskies so far in this one, 3 rushing touchdowns, 4 yards to open things by Thomas Gunther. Then it's been back-to-back Gavin Zillman touchdown runs on the Husky side, 7 yards and 67 yards. Meanwhile, Fairview on its last possession coming up with a 3-yard touchdown run by Joseph O'Reilly, but it was all set up on the 77-yard pass from Bennett to Langston Pastelik-Haynes. That almost was an interception, but here we go. It'll be the 24-yard line is where Fairview gets its possession started. Out of the shotgun formation, the read option from Bennett. He tries to work up the middle, but again, Harbor Creek, and who else on the tackle?
And he was helped by Nate Vaught on the defensive line, and a good read, and again, the line play of Harbor Creek on offense is moving Fairview, and on defense they're moving them too, that Bennett has nowhere to go.
The last 3 runs for Bennett, -4, -2 on a sack, and then -1 there. He's at 8 carries for 25 yards, but unlike the second half a week ago, the progress we saw in the run game from this Fairview offensive line has started to backpedal here in the opening half of play. 3:36 to go in the first half. 20-7 Harbor Creek as Bennett, the shotgun snap, the quick pass out to Nesbitt, but he is met quickly there. Javis Nesbitt with a big hit, and a flag flies at the end of that play. Nesbitt is down on the ground.
And that play was just too slow evolving. I don't know if they're going to call a penalty on the hit. I didn't think the hit was bad, unless they say it was helmet to helmet. The referees are talking about it, but that play put Nesbitt at a very serious disadvantage because the ball stayed up there too long, and he was punished for making the play.
We're going to come back into the broadcast booth as they tend to Javis Nesbitt here, but 3:25 to go. We want to remind you the Hall Pros halftime show will be coming your way on homecoming night here at Keck Field at Jack Bestwick Stadium. We'll bring you the introduction to the homecoming court, and then hope to bring you some of the marching band as well. Jamie will also bring the out-of-town scoreboard, some second-half adjustments, and we hope to bring you some statistics as well. But, boy, you said it in the pregame show, work ahead and work the run game. Harbor Creek has added up to just that so far.
Yeah, their offensive line has owned this game. They've opened up huge holes, and they're athletic enough to find the hole. Zillman is, and he's their quickest back. And they've been spreading the ball around too. It's not just Zillman running right and left. They've been handing it to the running backs. And so it's a frustrating game again for Fairview that you just feel that they could be better than they're playing. And it's just not there right now. And this doesn't help as well. One of their best football players on their roster took a really long time to get up. And if it's a head injury, he's not coming back. So we'll see. He's walking off on his own power, but he doesn't look great.
Yeah, he gave a thumbs up towards the crowd, but he has quite a gimp in his right leg as we go down to the field level. So we'll.
That really looked like a football play, but that's tough without having the advantage of replay and seeing it again. The plays are so bang. You don't know what the defender is really supposed to do in that situation.
So the initial pass was going to be stopped at the 21-yard line. That would have been for a loss of 3. But helped by the 15-yard penalty, it moves out to the 36. So that's where we will continue, and we'll see if we can get an update on Nesbitt at halftime and bring that to you if we can.
And he's a weapon on defense more than offense. So that's a huge loss. Their top tackler. He's been quiet tonight, but a great linebacker. And they obviously don't mess around with if it's a head injury.
Yeah, so targeting was the call, 15 yards as Bennett works out of the shotgun on a fresh set of downs. The read options is he tries the middle, and he is slammed forward out to the 40-yard line. What was going to be about a 2-yard gain turns into a 4-yard gain. That'll bring up 2nd and 6. So we will keep it here as Harbor Creek takes its first time out of the half, 20-7. Again, we'll recap it for you if you're just joining us here. A scoreless first quarter of play, but it was early into the second quarter that the Harbor Creek Huskies got on the board. Again, you mentioned the multitude of running backs they've used tonight. Herman, Powers, Gunther was the man who found the end zone first, and that was on a 4-yard touchdown run. And then after a quick 3-and-out by Fairview, it was a 7-yard touchdown run by Gavin Zillman that was set up on a nice pass play. It was just 2 plays for a touchdown there that took about 55 seconds off the clock. Fairview with an answer, though, that coming off a big toss. It was Bennett to Langston Pastelik Haynes, 77 yards. It looked like it was going to be an interception. And then Joseph O'Reilly into the end zone. And then right after that, a 67-yard run by Gavin Zillman. All right, we're ready to resume play here in just a moment. 2:44 until we hit the Hall Pros halftime show, as we'll take a look around the scores tonight as well. A big one, Erie High and McDowell. We'll check in on that one along with Seneca and Mercyhurst Prep doing battle tonight. Bennett out of the shotgun formation, read option. He goes up the middle and then off to the right side. He gets out to the 44. That'll be a pickup of 4, bring up a 3rd and short as Harbor Creek takes another timeout.
Landon Demerol got his ankles, makes another tackle. He's on pace for 1,000 tackles tonight, so doing a great job. And it's good to see Bennett back in there. That was quite he was thrown to the turf violently, and he's already their backup. So it's a much different type of quarterback for their 3rd stringer, which would not involve, would be probably a lot of wildcat running with their 3rd quarterback. So there's not a lot of high schools that have three players who can play quarterback, so it's nothing, no slight to Fairview or their backup.
Yeah, Carlos Semino was the starting quarterback for Fairview. He saw some time last year when Vinny Campoli was injured, but then it was Semino a week ago in the first half. Midway through the second, he was injured. That's when Jeremiah Bennett came in, and he acclimated himself quite nicely, leading a bit of a comeback for a good portion of the second half before Girard was able to pull away in that 32-26 win, the first win since 2013 for Girard, taking down Fairview at home. A 2nd straight loss at home here at Keck Field. They're trying to avoid losing 3 in a row as Bennett on 3rd and 2 from the Fairview 44. The read option play. He goes up the middle, and he is going to be met short. I think he only got about a yard on that play, as he maybe got a yard. That'll bring up a 4th and short as Harbor Creek takes its final timeout, trying to preserve time here.
And that is another solid play by the line. The Harbor Creek defense getting a job as well again. And that is Zach Panetti who made that play. And they're going to call another timeout. So first half timeouts are expendable. So Harbor Creek, going to force Fairview into maybe stopping them and getting the ball back with a lot of time left, actually, 2.5 minutes. it's the second half timeouts that are obviously precious. So we jinxed it by saying that the game is going to be over by 8:30. Not that we want to get out of here. It's just now the game is slowed to a crawl.
Well, and remember, they're on the Fairview side of the 50, so if they stop them short, a short field to work with, leading 20-7, they get another score, even if it's a field goal from Joe Wagner. Harbor Creek gets the ball to start the second half, so they could really start to open things up, something we saw from Girard a couple of weeks ago. They got a couple of score lead, but it'll be all about the halftime adjustments because Girard was in business, but a week ago it was Fairview that came out swinging in the second half.
And this, so far, biggest play of the game.
So we'll start things off with 4 receivers, 2 set out to either side. It'll be Bennett out of the shotgun formation and Caden Oldak, the sidecar to his left. We'll see if the Harbor Creek Huskies can come up with their latest big defensive stop. 2:26 to play in this opening half. Bennett takes the snap, looks to pass. Pressure, though, in his face. He gets this one off, and nowhere to be found was a Fairview pass catcher as that ball falls to the turf in between Cameron Herman and Thomas Gunther. So a stop for Harbor Creek with 2:21 to go before the half and a short field to work with.
Great play, Tyler Anger. He made that play happen. Bennett didn't have his primary target there, and Anger pressured him into a throw, a low percentage throw, and now they have no timeouts, but they don't really have to rush yet with 2:20 to go, and of course in high school no 2-minute timeout, so they're looking to get the last, not to give Fairview the ball back at all, which should be easy to do. Fairview with 1 timeout.
They'll start at the Fairview 44-yard line with 2:21. No timeouts, though, as you mentioned. So Brady Powers in motion, and he'll take the handoff to the right side, but he gets just back to the line of scrimmage before he's forced out of bounds. That'll bring up a 2nd and long.
So a good heads up to make sure to get out of bounds so they don't have to rush too much. Again, we're not getting into late, still 2:15 left.
So how about this first half? We mentioned Gavin Zillman, his running ability. He certainly showcased that with 8 carries for 128 yards and 2 scores, including that 67-yard touchdown run. But you've also had a number of other players. Thomas Gunther's got into the act with 5 carries for 21 yards, 24 yards on 4 carries for Powers, and then Herman with a couple of carries for 9 yards. So plenty of options so far for John Angerer and his group on offense. As Powers motions again with Zillman under center, he fakes like he's going to step back to throw and then goes right up the middle there on the designed quarterback run. So from the 44 all the way down to around the 35 for a pickup of 9.
That was the exact same play that scored on the touchdown. The quick drop and the dart up the middle. The exact same play. It almost worked again. He almost got into the secondary.
You talked about 150 for Zillman. He already has 137 here in the first half.
Wow.
Oh, out of the shotgun. Zillman going to take it on the direct quarterback run there. He's across, still working. Down around the 20. This one will be a pickup of 15.
And that's 150. So, yeah, 150 at halftime. It's not a shock. I think I was probably underestimating him saying 150. He had 191 last week.
Now, a couple of guys for the Huskies early on here, nominees for the Valerio's Restaurant and Pizzeria Player of the Game. That'll be a part of our Valerio's post-game show as Fairview takes its final timeout with 1:26 to play, as Mark Soboleski wants to try and get his guys to reset here with Harbor Creek again on the march with a 1st and 10 from the Fairview 20.
Tired defense right now, and they've kind of looked that way tonight, unfortunately, that Harbor Creek is just pushing them around. I'm surprised. I wouldn't say shocked. I would have thought maybe the score would have been flip-flopped, that it was going to be a 1-score game at halftime and Fairview would pull away in the second half. But credit to Harbor Creek. They've come out and have executed their game exceptionally. They have done everything right.
Well, you mentioned the tiredness. It's been some short drives for this Fairview offense. Their opening possession took just about 3.5 minutes off the clock before a punt. The second possession, they took just a minute 30 before a punt. Then you had just about 2 minutes on its third possession. And now they're working here once again, but they got the ball back with about 2:26 to go before the half. And this is, did Harbor Creek, excuse me. So this is a tired defensive unit that has been on the field quite a bit here in the first half.
And now Harbor Creek in great position, minute 26 to go, first down. No timeouts for either team. So they're in a good position. No field goals yet attempted this year.
But again, any points, if you do get an opportunity for Joe Wagner as Zillman works out of the shotgun, you would definitely love to expand this lead. Zillman works. He's going to pass this time. He goes over the middle, and this time he throws it into an area with no one. The intended receiver that time, I believe, was Cameron Herman, but it was a bit in front of him as Zillman didn't like what he was seeing in coverage.
And good pressure that time by Xavier Nolf, forcing that pass play. That was a slow developing play. They had good coverage on that one. And it was actually a smart play by Zillman to make sure to throw it out of reach. And speaking of Joe Wagner with a kicker, he's not, a lineman who no one else can kick. He's got a really good leg. He just hasn't had the opportunity to kick a field goal yet.
Just a couple of touchdowns in 2 of the 3 contests so far this year for the Huskies, who lead 20-7 with 1:21 to go as the handoff goes off to the left side here. This time still working as Herman. He avoids a tackle and he's in. The 20-yard touchdown run. A little deception there as multiple guys working out of the backfield, and it is Herman finding his opportunity to find the goal line and a touchdown.
Man, this is frustrating for Fairview. They all bid on the powers run to the right. They have not run a reverse, and you don't run those very often. And 2 missed tackles, 1 really bad attempt at a tackle, and it's because of tiredness, really. And Harbor Creek just methodical. They're not even celebrating like they're 0-3. They're expecting this success.
Well, and sometimes it's a mindset. You could tell maybe I don't want to call it excitement, but probably confidence this week. Is they said, when talking to a couple of the Harbor Creek players, they said, listen, we have a young group, but we're starting to put it together. And you have seen that certainly here. The 4th touchdown of the second quarter here tonight. And for the Huskies, they're looking for their first victory against Fairview in 4 tries. The last victory for them coming in a shutout back in 2019.
So 4 touchdowns all season, and they get 4 in 1 quarter. That's tough to swallow for Fairview, and it's one of those halftime talks where the whole coach pulls out the cliche, 1 play at a time, 1 drive at a time. It's just Coach Sobolewski's been through everything. He's coached for a long, long time. He'll know what to say to them. It doesn't always mean you scream at them. Sometimes players tune that out. So it's just a matter of just getting them into the mindset. Okay, we were down 18-7 last week, and we came back, and we fell short, but we're good enough to do this. And it starts right now. No timeouts left. They need one of those big splash plays, but they can do it. That's the thing. It's not that their offense isn't capable of pulling out. They've got a great arm quarterback to do it.
Yeah, and they have quite a dynamic duo so far with Langston Pastelik-Haynes, who is combined on a couple of big tosses between him and Jeremiah Bennett. So we'll see if they can try and grab another one here before half. Joe Wagner set to send this one off, and this is a quick bouncer. They're going to go with the old squib play as around the 30. Fairview's just going to have to fall on it right around its own 31-yard line, as they wanted to run a little bit off the clock, did Joe Wagner, trying to catch Fairview on a surprise there, as that time it was Mason Smith-Holly coming up to just cover up on that one.
So you got 1:12, no timeouts, 70 yards to go. You got a quarterback who has a great arm, but I don't know if he is in the huddle.
All right, so we will start with 1:12 to go at the 31 of Fairview, and it is not it is not Jeremiah Bennett. Coming out to play will be Grady Anderson. So the 3rd quarterback of the season for the Fairview Tigers. Mark Sobolewski said he had a couple of options in the program. We're going to see Anderson here right before the half as he takes the snap, and he's going to hand it off to Caden Oldak, who goes up the middle. He gets about 3 out to the 34-yard line. And we'll see.
That kind of sets the tone that they're not going to push it.
Yeah.
You run a safe play to see if you can get 10. You get 10, then you hurry up. If you only get 3, and they're not hurrying.
A very frustrating half for Fairview, giving up the plays on offense, especially in the run game. And now they're just going to sit still here as they await halftime. Again, a reminder, we'll have the Hall Pros halftime show upcoming here as the handoff goes to Oldak. He goes up the middle across the 35 out to the 37. So that'll be another pickup of 3, and that likely could be our final play of the first half.
And Pastelik-Haynes, I don't think knew the play. He was actually moving when they snapped that ball, so they kind of got away with that one. That he was looking to the sidelines for the play. I'm kind of surprised that you don't at least have Bennett in there, and hopefully there's nothing wrong with him or anything, but he has the arm to throw it up the, you can maybe get an interference call. And I know it's not the NFL, you don't get it down at the 1, but you might get something. They did not elect to do that, and they got a lot of work to do.
So at halftime, Harbor Creek leads 27-7 over Fairview. Up next is the Hall Pros halftime show. We'll bring you as well the homecoming festivities here at halftime from Keck Field at Jack Beswick Stadium. Stay with us. You're listening to the Erie News Now and watching the Erie News Now Game of the Week.
Beat the heat this summer with eco-friendly cellulose insulation from Leon Construction. Our cellulose systems keep hot air out and your home cooler naturally. It's energy efficient, safe, and perfect for summer retrofits or upgrades. Don't let the sun drive up your bills. Call Leon Construction or visit us at leoncep.com. Leon Construction, the king of quality.
At the Empty Keg, we believe a good meal feels like home. Family owned and a proud part of Edinboro's history, our doors have always been open to neighbors, friends, and newcomers alike. Our homestyle menu brings people together with hearty daily specials made to be shared. From seasonal beers and monthly tap features to happy hour specials after work, there's always something to raise a glass to. Whether it's a family dinner, a night out with friends, or just a place to unwind, the Empty Keg is where everyone belongs. The Empty Keg, where Edinboro comes together.
If you want Rems, we got them. At Erie Floors Sheldon's Building Warehouse, we got Rems on the wall, Rems on the floor, Rems in the hall. We're Erie's Rems source. Rems standing up, Rems lying down, Rems getting bound, Rems all around. With Erie's largest carpet rem stock at 1760 West 26th Street, Erie Floors, our world is under your feet.
Meet Bobby. Bobby banks at Marquette, but he's never stepped foot in the bank. Bobby opened his account online. He does everything online. Scanning a receipt? He does it while fighting an alien invasion. Tracking his budget? He does it storming the castle. Checking rewards points? He does it slaying dragons. He can do it all online. That's Bobby, and that's why he's with Marquette. Be like Bobby. Be empowered at Marquette Savings Bank.
The High School Football Halftime Show is brought to you by Hall Pros, Erie's trusted junk removal team.
Removal team, we're going to send you down to the field for the homecoming festivities as they introduce the homecoming court. We'll be back here with first half stats and the out-of-town scoreboard in just a moment. We take you down to the field and the public address announcer, Jay Willow.
Jay plans on attending school and pursuing his dream as an investment banker. Casey and Jay. Our next couple is Madeline Brussett, escorted by David Poffel. Maddie is the daughter of Nate and Ainsley Brussett. Maddie is co-captain of the girls' varsity soccer team, a member of the varsity and track and field team, and is involved in the National Honor Society. After high school, Maddie plans on studying criminology and pursuing a career in the FBI. David is the son of Dawn and David Poffel. He is on the boys basketball team and is a member of the Spanish club and the Partnership Club. After high school, David plans to pursue a degree in business at the University of Penn State. Maddie and David. Next, we have Connor Hers, escorted by Anthony Laboda. Cora is the daughter of Jeff and Elizabeth Hers. Cora has been a member of the girls' golf team for 4 years. She is also the treasurer of Student Council, treasurer of the Yearbook Club, and is a volunteer coordinator for the National Honor Society. After high school, Cora plans to play collegiate golf while majoring in sports management. Anthony is the son of Carla Higgins. He is a member of the boys' varsity golf and basketball teams. Anthony enjoys watching movies and listening to music. After high school, Anthony plans to major in finance and play college golf. Cora and Anthony. Crossing the field now is Mackenzie Jewell, escorted by Alex Price. Mackenzie is the daughter of Jonathan and Erica Jewell. She is a member of the tennis, cross country, and track teams. After high school, Mackenzie plans on attending school to study nutrition and dietetics. Alex is the son of Hope and Dominic Price. Alex is a member of our varsity basketball team, a member of the National Honor Society, and was also a member of the Unified Track Team. After high school, Alex plans on attending college to get a master's degree and become a chiropractor. Mackenzie and Alex. Our next couple is Layla Schmidt, escorted by Andrew Fox. Layla is the daughter of Christopher and Kaylani Schmidt. She is captain of cross-country team, president of the Faith Club, and is a member of the track team at Fairview. After high school, Layla is planning on attending school to study business management. Andrew is the son of Catherine and Jeffrey Fox. He's a member of the football, basketball, and unified track teams at Fairview. After high school, Andrew is planning on attending school to study finance. Layla and Andrew. And our final couple, Nina Soltis, escorted by Aaron Darrow. Nina is the daughter of Joseph and Nicole Soltis. Nina is an active member of clubs in and out of school. She plays girls ice hockey as an extracurricular and is a member of the National Honor Society. Nina plans on attending school to study data and analytics. Aaron is the son of Brian and Dot Darrow. He is president of Student Council, co-president of the yearbook, and a member of the National Honor Society. Aaron enjoys teaching sailing lessons and skiing. After his time at Fairview, Aaron plans to pursue a double major in digital marketing and theater in college. Nina and Aaron. And now it's time for the moment we've been waiting for, the crowning of our homecoming royalty. To assist with these festivities, please welcome back last year's homecoming king and queen, Ben Siebold and Lita Scobell. Thank you, Ben and Lita, for joining us tonight. The senior class has voted, and our 2025 homecoming prince is Jay Prebu. And our 2025 homecoming princess is Mackenzie Jewell. Congratulations, Jay Mackenzie. And now for our king and queen. The homecoming king for 2025 is David Toffel. And your 2025 homecoming queen, Casey Bola. Congratulations to our 2025 homecoming king, queen, and the entire homecoming court. Let's give them all one more big round of applause.
Congratulations to the new king and queen here at Fairview High School. We will step aside here on the Hall Pros halftime show. We'll be back with first half statistics. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard and have much more, including our keys to the second half. In just a moment, you're listening to the Erie News Now Game of the Week broadcast. Back in just a moment.
We tackle some of Erie's toughest and dirtiest jobs, so you don't have to. We're Hall Pros, Erie's 5-star rated junk removal service. From estate cleanouts to hoarding situations, our team delivers results you can see the same day. Families and business owners trust us because we show up prepared, handle every detail, and leave nothing behind but relief. Call today and mention you saw us on TV for $50 off your next cleanout. Results first, that's our promise.
Friday nights in our community mean one thing: high school football. And just like your hometown team, McMillan's Towing is always ready when you need us most. From breakdowns and accidents to roadside emergencies, McMillan's Towing has you covered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. McMillan's Towing, proud to support our student athletes and the entire community this season. McMillan's Towing, reliable, professional, always here when you need us. Call 814-897-8989.
Craving something fresh, delicious, and locally sourced? At Give a Crepe La Creperie, we serve up savory and sweet crepes made with the best ingredients and crafted with care. And yes, we've got 100% gluten-free and vegan options too. Join us at our location in the heart of Little Italy. Whether you're in the mood for a quick bite or a leisurely meal, we've got you covered with cozy indoor seating, al fresco dining, and easy carry-out options. Come experience flavors that are fresh, vibrant, and made with care. It's easy to give a crepe about Erie.
Thinking of selling but feeling stressed and just don't know where to begin? As Erie Senior Care Expert, I can make selling your home a little less stressful by personally assisting you from beginning to end. I will be there personally every step of the way. Beat your competition and list now while the housing inventory is low and the seller's market is still hot. Call D. Caruana and Associates today and put my one-of-a-kind multimedia marketing plan to work for you. Your home could be the next one on our sold list.
At Orthopedic Associates of Meadville, our growing team of surgeons utilize cutting-edge, patient-centered procedures and treatments to get you active and healthy again. From high-quality personalized care to state-of-the-art injury treatment and prevention, the choice has been clear for over 50 years. The largest, most skillful team of orthopedic specialists in Crawford County, delivering orthopedic care that you and your family depend on, right here, close to home.
2025 Hallman Chevrolet Silverado 1500 LT 4-wheel drive. Buy for 2.9% APR for 72 months or lease 0 down $489 per month.
You heard right. For 0 down or 2.9% APR, you can take this home.
This week at Hallman Chevrolet, take your pick of SUVs. 2025 Trax LS, 2026 Trailblazer LT all-wheel drive, and 2026 Equinox LT all-wheel drive. One low payment, only $299 per month. Hurry to Hallman Chevrolet.
We welcome you back to the Hall Pros halftime show. Erie's trusted junk removal team, as you see the sights and sounds of the Fairview marching band as we come back here into the broadcast booth. Quite a first half for the Harbor Creek Huskies. John Laddick alongside Jamie Murphy. The numbers so far, as we'll bring up the statistics from the opening half of play, but total yards 257 to 125 for the Harbor Creek Huskies, and they did a lot of the work in the ground game there, Jamie.
That's their whole season. They're putting up numbers that, every game is different, every week's different, every opponent's different, but putting up 230 a game, they get 226 in the first half, and Fairview might have lost one of their best defensive players in Javis Nesbitt on top of that. I'm really surprised. I did not expect the score to be 27-7, and Harbor Creek just run at will. Yes, that's their strength. We knew they had it. Their yards per game, they ran for 230 last week, but their per game is only 150. So just very, very impressed with the Harbor Creek offensive line, just completely doing whatever they want.
I think the positives, if you take out of this, a clean first half for the most part, just 45 penalties, 2 aside for 25 and 20. But a lot to work with, and you mentioned, we talk about it, taking a look at those statistics, 70 yards passing, 77 came on one pass play. So they had 2 negative passing plays from that. We'll get into the individual plays in just a moment. Let's check the out-of-town scoreboard as we'll head back to the field, and as you watch some of the demonstration here from the marching band. But let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboards. This coming from the Erie Times News scoreboard page. In the rivalry matchup of 6A Powers McDowell in the fourth quarter, that was a 6 o'clock start, 30-7. McDowell over Erie High, the lead in the second quarter, and Farrell 42-8 over Mercer. At halftime, it is all Reynolds over Sharpsville, 30-0 shutout so far. Wilmington up 21-0 on Berlin Brothers Valley down in Mercer County. Meanwhile, Lakeview and Maplewood, it has been all Tigers so far, 28-6, Maplewood in front. At halftime, it's locked in a defensive battle between Eisenhower and Northwestern out at Riley Memorial Field in Russell, Pennsylvania. Iroquois looks to get its first victory of the season as the Braves up 21-7 on Union City out at Bears Stadium at halftime. Also at the half, in what's becoming maybe a budding rivalry, it's Mercyhurst Prep up 14-7 over Seneca. Halftime, another defensive battle brewing from Linden Field, from Conneaut rather. A 7-7 score between Titusville and Conneaut. Slippery Rock ahead of Grove City right now, 20-7. How about this one? This is always the battle and has been the District 10 Class 3A game for the last couple of years. Sharon in front of Hickory by just 6 points, 13-7. Corey leads Girard at half. Corey looking to hand the Yellow Jackets their first loss of the season, 21-7. Harbor Creek, of course, leading 27-7 here. General McLean taking care of business, 56-0 over Franklin at halftime. And Oil City leads Meadville. Talk about a defensive battle, 9-0 right now, Oil City over Meadville. And those are your out-of-town scoreboards. Again, that coming from the Erie Times News score page. So we will tally up things here on the individual side and then come back here in just a moment as we continue along on the Hall Pros halftime show for Jamie Murphy. I'm John Leidick. We will be back in just a moment to wrap up halftime.
At Nova Cabinets, Countertops, and Floors, we specialize in cabinets, countertops, and floors that redefine luxury and durability. Imagine opening your cabinets to find organized bliss with every item in its place. Picture preparing meals on stunning granite or quartz countertops that are as resilient as they are beautiful. And let's not forget the floors. We have an extensive range of flooring options to complement any aesthetic. Visit our showroom or call us today. Nova Cabinets, Countertops, and Floors, your partner in creating the home of your dreams.
What if where you banked made a difference? What if that bank were the only one headquartered right here, and every dollar stayed here to empower businesses to create jobs, empower families to prosper, empower our communities to be better places? Because after all, we're in this together, and where you bank does matter. Be empowered at Marquette Savings Bank.
At the Empty Keg, we believe a good meal feels like home. Family owned and a proud part of Edinboro's history, our doors have always been open to neighbors, friends, and newcomers alike. Our homestyle menu brings people together with hearty daily specials made to be shared. From seasonal beers and monthly tap features to happy hour specials after work, there's always something to raise a glass to. Whether it's a family dinner, a night out with friends, or just a place to unwind, the Empty Keg is where everyone belongs. The Empty Keg, where Edinboro comes together.
Plastech is a global manufacturing company rooted right here in Erie, Pennsylvania, producing parts that keep the world moving forward by people from right here in our community. A sustainable, innovative, and driven family business, all of our facilities are well equipped with a variety of technology, machinery, knowledge, skill, and talent. Design, build, manufacture. Plastech is proud to call this place home.
We tackle some of Erie's toughest and dirtiest jobs, so you don't have to. We're Hall Pros, Erie's 5-star rated junk removal service. From estate cleanouts to hoarding situations, our team delivers results you can see the same day. Families and business owners trust us because we show up prepared, handle every detail, and leave nothing behind but relief. Call today and mention you saw us on TV for $50 off your next cleanout. Results first, that's our promise.
We welcome you back to the Hall Pros halftime show here, Erie's trusted junk removal team. I'm John Leidick alongside Jamie Murphy. Let's go to the halftime statistics, shall we? The visiting Harbor Creek Huskies so far in this one. Cameron Herman with 3 rushes, all of this unofficial, 3 rushes for 29 yards, as Brady Powers with 4 rushes for 24 yards. Herman has the 1 rushing touchdown, of course. And then you have Thomas Gunther, 5 rushes for 21 yards and 152 yards on 10 carries for Gavin Zillman and the 2 scores here. Zillman so far tonight just 1 for 4 in the passing game for 31 yards, but that set up a big touchdown for the Huskies as well. Let's head over to the Fairview side of things. We will start in the passing game. 3 of 6 for Jeremiah Bennett, who was relieved at the end of that half, but 3 of 6 for 70 yards. We'll see if he returns as the quarterback. From the rushing game, Bennett had 11 carries for 32 yards. Caden Oldak with 6 carries for 15. And then you had Joseph O'Reilly with a 3-yard touchdown run, his lone carry of the first half.
and you also had as well Grady Anderson had 1 run for 5 yards. So those are the halftime statistics, as well as we have about 1:47 as the teams get set to warm up. We bring you back into the broadcast booth as we get set. Jamie Murphy alongside me. Jamie, as we continue here, your adjustments first for a Fairview team that has a lot of work to do.
So Fairview adjusted pretty well last week. They were down 18-7. They won that third quarter against Girard, and then they just kind of got away from what they're doing. This is a much tougher task. Harbor Creek, as we've mentioned, gets the ball first, and that's huge. They've grinded down the Fairview defense throughout that entire first half. They're going to keep doing it because they want the clock to run. I'm going to be interested in see how they use Bennett in the second half, because I don't think that Bennett didn't play those last few plays doesn't really mean anything, but he's got a good arm, and I think they can make more of those splash plays that they can try. That was kind of a little bit of luck in that 70-yard play, but they need that. They need that to jumpstart it, and he's got a great arm. Again, when he has thrown it, Harbor Creek's done a good job defending, so it's not that he's just going to go out there and throw it well. So we'll see if hopefully nothing we see Javis Nesbitt come back. If he doesn't come back, that's going to be a huge problem for the defense. And I do see Grady Anderson warming up there on the sideline, who's their third-string quarterback. I don't know what that means, so we'll see what happens when they eventually get the ball.
And for the Huskies, I would assume just continue keeping on.
Don't change anything. I mean, as a coach, you just go into the second half and say, okay, yeah, whatever, yeah, just keep doing it.
Keep the foot on the gas, though.
Yeah, but that's why I don't coach, because that's what I would say. The coach is a lot smarter. And they would say, the linemen, it's always one at the line, and the line has just dominated this game. It's just wish we had statistics to really tell the story. There's easy stats for running and passing, but the offensive line has just dominated tonight and has made it life easier for these running backs who are already talented, even without a stellar offensive line. So Fairview's run defense really struggled last week, and they're struggling again this week. So they need to it's obvious they need to stop and get the ball back, but they're going to need to take a lot more chances on offense.
Want to make one correction that we had from the first half. It's Landon DeMerrill, and a thank you to Tim McQueenie on that one as we get set here. He was a big presence on the defensive side of the ball.
But at least we didn't mispronounce his name too much, only about 45 times.
Yeah.
So
we do apologize, DeMerrill, on that one. And again, he's a guy that we could be calling at the end of the game as we go into the post-game show brought to you by Valerio's Restaurant and Pizzeria as they hand out our player of the game each and every week, 27-7, as they just added about 2 more minutes onto the scoreboard here as we get set and continue along here on the Hall Pros halftime show. While we have a moment, let's say thank you to the Fairview School District, as for the last 2 weeks they've been able to accommodate us here as part of their press box and allow us to bring you the games between the West County rivalry and then this Erie County League matchup between Harbor Creek and Fairview, which still has a half to play, and anything can change. We saw 4 touchdowns from Harbor Creek in that second quarter, so we know things can swing in just a moment as Mark Soboleski currently talking with the officials right now at halftime. Not too many penalties, but we'll see. He's having a discussion as well. We also want to thank our sponsors that are able to bring you this broadcast each and every week. And it starts with Leon's Construction, as they are the king of quality. Nova cabinets, countertops, and floors. Get the kitchen of your dreams. They're the one-stop shop for the finest in kitchen design. The Orthopedic Associates of Meadville, the Meadville Medical Center, and Plastic as well. A big part of bringing these broadcasts to you each and every week. So it's been a fun one so far. We also want to remind you, if you tune in, you're a loyal viewer to these broadcasts, as we hope you are. Coming up next week, we head out to McDowell. Meadville and McDowell will be the matchup next week, as Meadville off to a rough start, 1-2. But as we mentioned, McDowell and a couple of Ohio powers that they met over the opening couple of weeks, they started 0-3, but they're out to a big lead in the fourth quarter, 30-7 at last check, thanks to the Erie Times News page over Erie High, their rival in the 6A championship game opponent. So it looks like the Trojans will pick up their opening victory of the season tonight to get started in the win column and improve to 1-3 if that score would hold. We're getting set here with about 30 seconds till second half kickoff, as the Huskies will await a Danny Lindenberger kickoff to get underway here in the second half. As we get set to go, we'll see, Jamie, if we see more of Gavin Zillman, who again is another candidate for the player of the game at the end of this one.
Yeah, who knows what he's going to put together. They're obviously, well, they run the ball anyway, but even run the ball even more so with a lead. He could put up some crazy, ridiculous numbers. Coming into the game, he was already second in the region rushing and 9th in District 10. So he is in a position to hold, if not move up in those rankings after this game.
So that will conclude the Hall Pros halftime show. Thank you to Hall Pros. Again, Erie's trusted junk removal team. Here comes Danny Lindenberger, going to tee this one up. The low line drive kick that will get into the end zone for the touchback. So it'll be a start from the 20 for Harbor Creek to begin this second half of play.
So again, Fairview, like they did last week, again, a lot of injuries. They had a lot of players banged up, and we'll see what happens when they. I don't see Nesbitt out there, and that's a huge loss for them on defense. One of their 3 best defensive players. So just bad luck too, on top of not executing the way they'd like.
I don't even see Nesbitt currently along the sidelines. Again, he took that hit with a targeting call on the play in the late second quarter. So we'll try to get an update on him, but we wish him the very best in his road to recovery, as he will not return. Gavin Zillman with Cameron Herman in motion, and that'll draw the opening flag on the first play of the second half.
So what Harbor Creek wants to do is just obviously run as much time. I don't think you're in a position where you're running the play clock yet, but run as much time off this clock, churn through that quarter like they did in the second quarter.
And I'm sure not what coming out of halftime you want to have on the opening possession. So it'll be 1st and 15 from the 15 for Harbor Creek, as
and 2 in a row.
We have another flag fly and another legal motion penalty. So that'll back it up 5 yards more to the 10.
I don't see that a whole often, and what puts the gray hairs on the coaches' heads to not be able to run the play.
And it was the same play, it appeared, with Cameron Herman in motion. So we'll see if the offensive coordinator dives into maybe a little bit different play to try to just get things underway here for the second half.
The halfback dive.
Yes.
Just run it up the middle.
Or have Gavin Zillman just step back and then go forward. It worked in the first half. Zillman out of the shotgun motion this time from the left.
Oh my goodness gracious.
A third play in a row, an illegal formation. So already 3 penalties for 15 yards, and Harbor Creek will be back at its own 5-yard line.
I can't say I've seen that too often, ever, but.
Well, partner, we saw a team in Girard and Coach Mark Brooks, I think all but one kickoff last week, kick it directly out of bounds purposefully. And
maybe they're doing this on purpose.
We're seeing maybe history in the making here, I guess. 3 straight illegal motion penalties. So make it 1st and 25 as Harbor Creek gets this one off, and they give it on the keep to Zillman, as he'll keep this one and get out to around the 14. So that'll be a pickup of 9 and still a second and a long way to go.
Just keep running the clock, and a lot of teams run that motion to sometimes see if the defense is in zone or man, and see if anyone goes with him when he goes in motion. But credit to them, they still ran the play. I don't think they changed the play 3 times when they couldn't run it correctly. So credit to them, they got it right.
So 2nd and 16 for the Harbor Creek 14 as we are underway here in the third quarter. Again, if you're just joining us, 27-7, Harbor Creek over Fairview as the Huskies look for win number 1 on the year. Zillman out of the shotgun with 2 backs to his right. The handoff this time goes up the middle to Gunther as another flag flies into the Husky backfield. As Gunther spun around, he's a tad slow to get up, holding his back. He'll get out to the 16, so it'd be a pickup of 2 and a 3rd long. We'll await the call on the penalty.
Good play by O'Reilly there. And I think Harbor Creek only had maybe 2 penalties in that first half, and wow, this is crazy.
Talking things over with the head official is Mark Soboleski. They're going to decline the penalty, it appears, as it was just a gain of 2.
take the 3rd and 13 instead of the 2nd and long, so a smart decline there.
So they'll give 3 yards that time as that went to Gunther. Give him 6 carries for 24 yards on the night. Oh, no,
the referee's mic is still on, so hopefully he doesn't say anything.
Just 1 for 4 was Herman in the first half as we get underway here. 3rd and 13, man in motion. And Zillman's just going to keep it on the design quarterback run. Gets across to the 21 for a pickup of 4, but that'll bring up a long 4th down and likely the Huskies punt team.
So that's okay. It's not what you want. You don't want the drive to stall on the 21 or really only get 1 yard. That seemed like they were on the field for a long time. They only got 1 positive yard. So, but you're chewing up at least a couple of minutes.
So that'll bring Joe Wagner on for just his 2nd punt of the game. The only other punt for the Huskies came on the opening possession all the way back at the 3:06 mark of the first quarter. Wagner gets this one into his hands, and then he'll boot this one. It's going to take a bounce, and a favorable one at that, as it landed around the 45. It's picked up by Joseph O'Reilly back around his own 35, but he is quickly met. So he gets back up after the first initial contact across the 45 and nears midfield. So for Fairview on its opening possession of the second half, pretty good field position.
They wanted no part of O'Reilly. He had to run across the field to get that ball that was deliberately kicked away from him, and a solid 44-yard punt by Wagner. So it wasn't pretty, but it got the job done. And O'Reilly, even though he had to run 50 yards to get it, still had a decent 10-yard return. So we saw that last week, that a lot of respect for him as a return man. And Bennett's not in there.
So it will be indeed Grady Anderson, who ended the first half at quarterback. So for a 2nd week in a row, we see a different quarterback in the second half. As we scan the sidelines, I do not currently see Jeremiah Bennett as the handoff goes up the middle for Fairview, churning the legs there and out to the 50 for a pickup of 3. I believe that was Caden Oldak that time, and it was. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 7.
And the only play that we saw that could have led to an injury is he did hit his head off the turf, the one play, but that's just a guess of the only time that we saw him get hit hard or result in something that could have led to something.
So Anderson in a quarterback. Sidecar Oldak to his right. And the handoff misplayed there. Anderson picks it up. He's going to roll to the 50, and he's sandwiched right around the 50-yard line. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on the far officials' marking. But they'll give him no gain. And looks like a read option that he couldn't decide whether to pull it late, and that's what led to the ball hitting the ground.
So Grady Anderson is a 6-foot junior tight end, and he has a good arm. Watching him in warm-ups, he has a strong arm. Not accurate as Bennett was, and why he's a 3rd-string quarterback. So he has the capability of getting that ball downfield.
3rd and 7 from midfield for Fairview. Out of the shotgun, O'Reilly in motion, a quick flip to him. He crosses the 50, down to the 45, still pushing along, and it looks like he gets down to about the 42. And that'll be enough for a first down, so there'll be a pickup of 8.
Now, obviously, the quarters are short in high school, just 12 minutes, but you still have time that you don't have to get crazy and think you got to chuck the ball up and get 60 yards in every single play. Even though, yeah, that's 20 points is a lot, but with a 2-point conversion, keep running those plays, keep getting the first downs. You have time.
Just the 2nd carry of the night for O'Reilly. The other a 3-yard touchdown run for Fairview's lone points of the evening. About 8:15 to go is working out of the shotgun is Anderson with 3 receivers split out. This one up the middle. Oldak with a good carry on the first down play. That gets him down to about the 37 for a pickup of 5.
Anderson looks pretty comfortable with the run play option. It's not that he can't do it just because he's a backup quarterback. Obviously, you don't get as much practice reps being a 3rd-string high school quarterback, but he probably played in JV is got to be a great athlete to play that position, but just not getting the practice reps does have a huge effect when it comes to the game.
Talking with Mark Sobolewski earlier in the week, he did say despite Carlos Semino not being available, they did have a couple of options, and we see number 2 here tonight as Jeremiah Bennett no longer under center, with Anderson handing off to Oldak, who'll push and power forward down to around the 33-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 4 and bring up about a 3rd and 1.
And Anderson's bigger. He's stockier and might, I mean, Bennett broke a lot of tackles because he was shifty. Anderson can break tackles because he's bigger, so that might be another plus. A totally different player that Harbor Creek has to adjust to.
3rd and 1 from the 33 of Harbor Creek as Fairview trails by 20. Under 7 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
I don't think they have the right people on the field right now.
O'Reilly's motioning to the sideline, trying to talk things over with Anderson, with Oldak, the sidecar to the right. This one, a handoff, and Oldak is leveled as that one dropped quickly.
Landon Demerol. Was looking forward to saying his name. Demerol just blew him up. I mean, he is so fast. I mean, it's one reading the plate, but he just exploded back there. You just don't see that at high school too often. Wow, what a play.
Loss of 2 will bring up 4th and 3, and you'd have to imagine that in need of points, and indeed it'll be the offense staying on the field. 4 receivers, 2 split to either side. As Anderson, a quick pass, floats it over the middle off the hands of O'Reilly. It'll fall incomplete, and it'll be Harbor Creek taking over at its own 35-yard line.
Not a terrible throw there, just a little too much on that pass. It was a tough catch, and that's unfortunate because they just need it. They just need everything to go right. And Coach Sobolewski's just, boy, I give a lot of credit for coaches. It's so many hours, so much work, and it's tough. It's a tough job.
So that drive ends after about 4 minutes of change. So it'll be Harbor Creek taking over on its own 35. Under center, Zillman just going to keep it on the fake play. He goes up across the 40, bounces off a couple of tacklers, still going to the 45 and nears midfield. So he'll be up across for a 14-yard carry.
And the referees keep the flags in the pocket. Surprisingly, there's some late shoves there, shoving over the ball carry, but no penalty right now anyway. And now limping is Zillman.
He has worked for a lot of hard yards so far tonight. Unofficially, 13 carries for 179 yards between Zillman and Demerol. 2 options for our Valerio's Restaurant and Pizzeria Player of the Game, all a part of our Valerio's post-game show. That'll come up at the conclusion of this one. 5:48 and counting here in the 3rd quarter of play, and a 20-point lead for Harbor Creek. As the handoff this time, going to get cut and go. Brady Powers moves, but he gets across as he'll get all the way down to the 39. Pickup of 12, but there is a flag on the play.
And that's going to be on Herman for a hold. So Cameron Herman, that was 2 feet in front of the referee, so that was an easy call for them. So all of a sudden now the penalty's an issue for Harbor Creek.
So that'll back up the Huskies there on a 10-yard penalty, their 4th of the half. They're up to 45 on the game. So that'll set up Harbor Creek at its own 44-yard line. So we'll reset here on a first.
Seems to be uncertainty where they want to put the ball.
Flag was thrown around the 46.
10 yards from the spot.
Yeah, from the spot of the foul.
That took
so that would be the
a long time to put that ball down. They were kind of wandering around a little bit.
Again, we are no math elites up here as communication majors, but it seems we have things settled here. 1st and 15 for the Huskies as they begin play on this one at the 44-yard line of Harbor Creek. Zillman fakes the handoff. He's going to take it to the left side. He has blockers in front of him. He's going to cross along the 45 down to right around where they were before at the 39. So that'll be a 17-yard carry for Zillman and back into Fairview territory.
Great play by Zach Pinelli there, the pulling guard. Way out in front of the play, and that's the thing that people don't see a lot of times, the athletic ability of the lineman, that you're going, sometimes a quarterback hands the ball off and he has nothing else on that play. A lineman, every play, he's bashing heads with his defensive lineman. Then, the next play, you got to sprint out here for 20 yards in front of the ball carrier. And that's just amazing. They have the athletic ability and stamina to do that. Great job. He led the way, gave him the last 5 yards of that run by his blocking.
So we'll set things up. Under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Harbor Creek works from the Fairview 39, leading by 20. Out of the shotgun is Zillman. Waiting the snap here. He hands it off to Gunther, who tries the left side, pushing forward. Harbor Creek earning some tough yards here tonight. 39 down to the 34 for a pickup of 5.
And I cannot remember too many negative plays in the entire night for Harbor Creek where they went backwards. There were a couple. And there were quite a few on the other side. So again, every single running play, Harbor Creek is pushing that Fairview line. Every play.
Jamie looking things over here, and again, this is all unofficial. I have one for no gain, and then that one that hit off the hands of Zillman early on. That was a loss of 14. So one negative play so far tonight.
Yeah, that bad connection on the snap, kind of a freakish type of play. Just a great job.
2nd and 5 from the 34 for Harbor Creek. Zillman in the shotgun formation. Motions Herman and fakes the handoff. Now he's going to look to throw.
Wide open. Oh, they had a touchdown.
They were looking with a man, I think it was Brady Powers, wide open downfield. Gets 4 yards on the completion to Gunther, but positive gain there for just the second completion of the night for Zillman in the passing game.
It looks like it was Nathan Vogt who was behind the defense. There was no one within 15 yards of him. And Zillman just didn't see him. But, they get positive yards and keep the clock running. Then again, they don't.
All right, so that'll back it up to the 39 as the 5th penalty for the Huskies after just 2 in the opening half.
And it stops the clock, at least temporarily. They'll wind it now, but you want to keep that clock rolling. And Fairview's, it's getting to the point where the backups are going to start coming in to get some playing time. Unfortunately, they already have a lot of backups because of injuries.
Again, Javis Nesbitt not on the sidelines, and Jeremiah Bennett, who started a quarterback, not in this half. It's been Grady Anderson as Zillman going to muscle his way, bounces off one would-be tackler, and then gets down before he is tackled at the 35-yard line. So that'll be a pickup of 5. That'll bring up 3rd and 6.
And the wrap-up issues, too. They had that play stopped after a modest 3-yard gain, and he bounced off and kept going. We saw that in the touchdown, that he should have been stopped in the backfield. And even when they clog up that defensive line, they can't get them wrapped up. It's just been such a frustrating night for the Tigers.
And with that 5-yard carry, again, unofficially, Zillman goes over the 200-yard mark. So 3rd and 6 with 3 minutes and counting for Harbor Creek, who leads by 20 and has the football. Man in motion is Herman. And the handoff goes to Gunther, who is met quickly, maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage for no gain.
So you obviously go for it here. Just keep that clock going. A 4th and 5 play, being up by 20. The clock, of course, will stop at the end of the play if you don't get it, but you just keep it going. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, with 14 and a half minutes to go in this one, Harbor Creek well in control of Fairview, and could Fairview be in jeopardy here without a big 4th quarter, dropping a 3rd consecutive game at home and dropping to 1-3 after that spectacular come-from-behind win against Slippery Rock in week number 1. So Harbor Creek 4th and 6 from the 35 of Fairview. Tight formation, man in motion is Powers, and Zillman will roll to his left, looking downfield, flips it, tried for Gunther. That's incomplete, and the ball will head back to Fairview.
And Herman was open, but there was really no way Zillman could have got that ball against his body on that post pattern. But no one picked up Herman. on the defense, and there was a lot of really tired defensive players there for Fairview, so they're very happy to get off this field.
So Fairview gets its second possession of the second half. They had a turnover on downs after a pretty good starting field position from the 47. This time they'll start, the Tigers, from their own 35 with 2:03 to go in quarter number 3. And it is once again Anderson at quarterback out of the shotgun. He'll hand off to Oldak, who moves across the 35 and is met right around the 39-yard line, maybe 3 or 4 on the carry. They give him 3.
Kind of surprised Joe Riley has not carried the ball at all. He carried the ball quite a bit in the first few weeks.
And Fairview will take a timeout, as will we. Back in a moment here on the Erie News Now Game of the Week.
Cleaning your gutters again? Don't risk your life on a ladder every season. At Leon Construction, our lifetime no-clog gutter systems keep your home safe and your feet on the ground. No leaks, no clogs, no worries, and backed by a lifetime guarantee. Get the royal treatment your home deserves. Call today or visit us at leoncep.com and never clean your gutters again. Leon Construction, the king of quality.
At Orthopedic Associates of Meadville, our growing team of surgeons utilize cutting-edge, patient-centered procedures and treatments to get you active and healthy again. From high-quality personalized care to state-of-the-art injury treatment and prevention, the choice has been clear for over 50 years. The largest, most skillful team of orthopedic specialists in Crawford County, delivering orthopedic care that you and your family depend on, right here, close to home.
Back here at Keck Field at Jack Beswick Stadium, 2nd and 7 for Fairview from its own 38. The read option from Anderson, and he is thrown down quickly. That'll probably be a loss of about 2 and bring up a 3rd and long.
So a good play by Harbor Creek, although it looks like one of the players is down. I'm going to guess maybe a cramp. They're stretching his leg. One of his other players is stretching his leg, which is interesting, and that is Tyler Anger, one of their best defensive linemen.
And we're going to take a timeout as they have a timeout for injury. Back in a moment on the Erie News Now Game of the Week.
Craving something fresh, delicious, and locally sourced? At Give a Crepe La Creperie, we serve up savory and sweet crepes made with the best ingredients and crafted with care. And yes, we've got 100% gluten-free and vegan options too. Join us at our location in the heart of Little Italy. Whether you're in the mood for a quick bite or a leisurely meal, we've got you covered with cozy indoor seating, al fresco dining, and easy carry-out options. Come experience flavors that are fresh, vibrant, and made with care. It's easy to give a crepe about Erie.
On 3rd and 9, Anderson looking over the middle, and it is picked by Powers. He's going the other way, and it is a pick 6 for Brady Powers as we welcome you back. And the Huskies, they're getting contributions offensively, and they get the big break defensively as the 3rd-string quarterback for Fairview makes his first mistake.
46-yard pick 6, and Powers just read the quarterback. It was a quick slant over the middle, and Anderson really strong arm gunned it in there, and Powers stepped up and picked it off. You know, the defense in more of a protective mode because Fairview's losing, and it somehow gets worse for the Tigers.
Boy, what a rough couple of weeks here for Fairview. Here I go through 3 quarterbacks now, and Anderson was looking over the middle as things just not adding up for the Tigers here, who are trailing now 34-7.
And not really a terrible throw by Anderson. It was a good, strong on target. It was just a good read by the defense. The Powers he really didn't pinch up from his safety position. He just stood right there, and he's not a big guy, but he read that perfectly, and no one was going to catch him in the open field. So Powers putting his name in for player of the game as well. He's had a great night.
Boy, what a night. And you think about, and you know, you've mentioned it a couple of times. I know we were just talking defense there, but if we could nominate a unit, the offensive line unit would be up for the Valeria's Restaurant and Pizzeria player of the game, because they have certainly paved the way for probably nearing 300 yards rushing so far tonight.
Yeah, and I wonder if Zillman will play in this fourth quarter. I assume he would, but you know, he was limping a little bit. You don't want anyone to get hurt in a 34-7 game. So I'm curious if they'll throw in the JV players here for both sides.
As we sit 34-7, the score with 1:07 to go, and still an entire fourth quarter, but Fairview in jeopardy of the third straight loss here at Keck Field at Jack Beswick Stadium. And this one, the last couple of weeks, hurts obviously your rival as Joe Wagner gets set to send this one off. As he boots this one, it's going to be taken down around the 4-yard line, as coming across is Caden Oldak. He gets out to the 23-yard line before he is met quickly there by a couple of Huskies. But yeah, these two hurt, especially as the home team. You have senior night last week against your rival and come up short. And then obviously homecoming festivities. A lot of people excited for what will take place tomorrow night with the dance and everything. And you have so many people coming back to watch this game, and it has just not gone well for Fairview. But the Tigers will take over on this possession with 1:01 to go in the third quarter.
Freshman Elon Amy with the tackle. Nice tackle there on the kickoff.
As Anderson hands off, Oldak across the 25, gets up to around the 28-yard line for a quick pickup of 4.
So they're limited in their approach with a third-string quarterback, and just kind of playing out the string at this point, not really hurrying and just doing what they can. It's such a tough. It's tough as a football player when this game's got a hand to really keep going.
Well, you also have to mention, as Anderson motions O'Reilly here on the quick flip to him, as he'll go off the right side. He's quickly tackled as he gets across the 30, brought down at the 31, bring up a 3rd and 3, and this will probably bring us to the end of the third quarter.
DeMerrill with another tackle. DeMerrill's just different. He just tackles differently than the other players. He tackles like a college player, or you know, he's not a huge guy, but he just pursues guys. He's just different than the other players when he makes the plays.
That'll bring us to the end of the third quarter. The score is Harbor Creek 34, Fairview 7. We'll take a timeout and bring you the final frame here from the Erie News Now Game of the Week.
At Orthopedic Associates of Meadville, our growing team of surgeons utilize cutting-edge, patient-centered procedures and treatments to get you active and healthy again. From high-quality personalized care to state-of-the-art injury treatment and prevention, the choice has been clear for over 50 years. The largest, most skillful team of orthopedic specialists in Crawford County, delivering orthopedic care that you and your family depend on. Right here, close to home.
Your home is your castle, but is your roof fit for a king? At Leon Construction, we provide top-tier roofing to shield your home from leaks and the damaging effects of water. With premium materials, expert craftsmanship, and lifetime warranties, we don't just build roofs, we build protection. Get the royal treatment your home deserves. Call today for your free roof inspection. Leon Construction, the king of quality. Call 450-4601 or visit us online at leoncep.com.
And on the third down run, Anderson keeps it himself, and he'll pick up a fresh set of downs as he gets about 3 on the carry.
And Dan Wyrick, sophomore, getting into the game for the first time. He makes that tackle. Some new names in there.
As you mentioned, we'll start to see maybe some of the younger players for Harbor Creek get some experience. But it has been a great night if you're the Huskies, well on their way to the first victory of the year, and an important one because it comes in region play. As Anderson out of the shotgun formation, hand off to Oldak, who tries the left side this time. He'll cross to about the 37-yard line on this one, as that pick gets up for a pick of 3.
So we mentioned that Joe Riley's not been part of the offense. 157 yards on the ground the first couple of games. Didn't carry the ball a lot last week. He's been used as a wideout throughout this in the second half, but they haven't obviously been throwing the ball.
Yeah, he's got the 1 3-yard touchdown run, and then I guess technically those are pass plays on those quick little flips, so 2 catches for 6 yards. As the handoff here goes up the middle, that'll get out to about the 42.
And DeMerrill just crushed him. Like, every time he hits a guy, it is just a devastating hit.
That one goes for 5. And that time it was Noah Bajek. So his first carry of the night. And it's Anderson going to keep it himself this time. Tries to avoid tacklers, but he'll be dropped for a loss of 1 on 3rd and 2. That'll bring up a 4th and 3.
And that's a tough play for him. His primary position being a tight end, that's a difficult position to put him in to run a play like that. And also when you don't get the blocks you need, that's tough.
We'll stay on the field, trailing by 27 here. Again, at this point, you try to get some momentum going and get some experience in there for guys that may be called upon here. As Mark Sobolewski mentioned, he has some young guys at certain positions. Anderson going to hand it off. Is this one not going to be enough for a first down? As that gets maybe a yard for Bajek.
And when you're in this situation, it doesn't matter what sport. It's really tough at home. You just know everyone's watching tonight with all the parents, and everyone's supportive. And it's their kids out there, and it's just so tough to watch them. It's just this suffering through a home defeat, and that's why sometimes teams do play better on the road. Sometimes I'm not saying that's why they lost, but it is just agonizing to be out there for a team when they just got beat soundly.
9:37 to play in this one. As Harbor Creek takes over. Zillman still in the game under center. Motions of formation tight. 2 in the backfield. Zillman will just keep it himself, and he'll take 1 step to the right and move up the field. As he moves and still is going, he's down around the 15, still going, down around the 5 before he is dropped at the 1. A 41-yard carry for the quarterback for Harbor Creek.
And it looked at least 2 or 3 times that he was down. As soon as he ran that ball, I don't know if it was Herman in the backfield, put his hands up like it was a touchdown. And it's amazing the athletic ability to get knocked off your feet almost and still keep your balance while running. That is so much harder than it looks. And I don't know. I'm a little surprised Harbor Creek hasn't put their backups in, but maybe they're not structured that way. Maybe there isn't someone to step in there.
So we will see how things play out. 1st and goal from the 1. The Huskies are ready tonight with 4 rushing touchdowns. Will they add a 5th here? Out of the shotgun is Zillman. He motions Herman, and Herman takes the handoff, and he's going to run through and into the end zone for the 1-yard score, as it is now 40-7. Harbor Creek on the 5th rushing touchdown of the night.
No one touched him? Nobody. It's just a very tired defense, and there's some younger players in there too. Everyone doing their best. It's just one of those nights.
As that one takes less than a minute to find the end zone on 2 plays.
Did not expect this. Not in the least.
The 1-yard touchdown run is Herman. The the second touchdown for him on the night. As we'll step aside here, back in a moment with 9:19 to play here in the Erie News Now Game of the Week.
At Nova Cabinets, Countertops, and Floors, we specialize in cabinets, countertops, and floors that redefine luxury and durability. Imagine opening your cabinets to find organized bliss with every item in its place. Picture preparing meals on stunning granite or quartz countertops that are as resilient as they are beautiful. And let's not forget the floors. We have an extensive range of flooring options to complement any aesthetic. Visit our showroom or call us today. Nova Cabinets, Countertops, and Floors, your partner in creating the home of your dreams. Sports.
Friday nights in our community mean one thing: high school football. And just like your hometown team, McMillan's Towing is always ready when you need us most. From breakdowns and accidents to roadside emergencies, McMillan's Towing has you covered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. McMillan's Towing, proud to support our student athletes and the entire community this season. McMillan's Towing, reliable, professional, always here when you need us. Call 814-897-8989.
Welcome back to the Erie News Now Game of the Week. I'm John Leidick alongside my broadcast partner Jamie Murphy here, and what has been absolute control for Harbor Creek over Fairview tonight, 41-7 with 9:19 to play as Joe Wagner gets set to send this one off. As back around the 6-yard line, Caden Oldak will let it bounce and then take it around his 7 as he goes up across the 15, still working across the 20 before he is brought down right around the 24-yard line where Fairview will start its latest possession.
So at this point, you want some of the younger players to get some experience, no injuries at any point. You never want that, but just make sure everyone gets through the game. Boy, Fairview just, the starting quarterback went down last week. Their backup quarterback appears to have gone down tonight. Just nothing going right for them.
We have not seen, and then another injury, Javis Nesbitt also left the game with an injury.
And it looks like there might be another quarterback in here. Noah Bajek might be the new guy. Saw him taking snaps on the sideline, so he'll get an opportunity here. The sophomore, normally a running back, just 5'6", 130.
Well, at this point, you may, even if he hasn't played much quarterback position, already on your third quarterback in 2 weeks. As the fumbled snap here, ball still loose. And it appears that Harbor Creek has recovered.
Wow, it just gets worse.
Who else coming up?
DeMero gets that one. He's just a man amongst boys on defense. He's always been that way. It's not like just tonight. Even on the Harbor Creek side, you just want to get this game done.
It has been a rough night for the Fairview Tigers. All right, Harbor Creek takes a timeout. We will as well as we continue along here in the fourth quarter on the Erie News Now Game of the Week.
At Orthopedic Associates of Meadville, our growing team of surgeons utilize cutting-edge, patient-centered procedures and treatments to get you active and healthy again. From high-quality personalized care to state-of-the-art injury treatment and prevention, the choice has been clear for over 50 years. The largest, most skillful team of orthopedic specialists in Crawford County, delivering orthopedic care that you and your family depend on, right here, close to home.
When the summer heat hits, your AC shouldn't have to work overtime. Leon Construction installs high-performance spray foam insulation that locks in your comfort and slashes your cooling costs. Stop sweating high energy bills. Our expert team has you covered. Call now or visit us at leoncep.com to schedule your free summer insulation estimate. Leon Construction, the king of quality.
Welcome back to the Erie News Now Game of the Week. As off the second Fairview turnover of the second half, Harbor Creek will take over at the 18 of Fairview with 9 minutes to go. And some backups start to trickle in for Harbor Creek, rather.
Connor Fortin in on quarterback, and I think that's why they took that timeout, is they were getting ready on the next possession to put all the backups in, and they didn't expect to get the ball back in one play, so they weren't quite ready to organize their offense. So yeah, we see all the nice bright white jerseys, even though there's no mud on turf. Still, they look very clean.
Want to remind you that stick around after this one goes final here tonight for the Valerio's Restaurant and Pizzeria postgame show, where we will hand out our player of the game. A couple of great options to choose from for Harbor Creek as the handoff goes up the middle, still powering his way and carrying a defender into the end zone. That time is Zion Amy.
So Amy's a freshman. He made that nice tackle on the one kickoff, and I do believe that does put us into the mercy rule territory with that touchdown.
As he takes that one for 16-yard touchdown run.
Wow.
So with 8:22 to go, that one takes about 40 seconds off the clock. And that is the fourth different rusher for a touchdown tonight as Amy joins Herman, Gunther, and Zillman with rushing scores tonight for the Huskies. So after that one and the extra point from Joe Wagner, 48-7 the score with 8:22 remaining. We'll take our final timeout here of the fourth quarter and be back with you in just a moment.
At Nova Cabinets, Countertops, and Floors, we specialize in cabinets, countertops, and floors that redefine luxury and durability. Imagine opening your cabinets to find organized bliss with every item in its place. Picture preparing meals on stunning granite or quartz countertops that are as resilient as they are beautiful. And let's not forget the floors. We have an extensive range of flooring options to complement any aesthetic. Visit our showroom or call us today. Nova Cabinets, Countertops, and Floors, your partner in creating the home of your dreams.
Plastech is a global manufacturing company rooted right here in Erie, Pennsylvania, producing parts that keep the world moving forward by people from right here in our community. A sustainable, innovative, and driven family business, all of our facilities are well equipped with a variety of technology, machinery, knowledge, skill, and talent to design, build, manufacture. Plastech is proud to call this place home.
Welcome you back to the Erie News Now game of the week as the score now stands 48-7, and we are in the mercy rule at this point, so that means there will, other than injury timeouts or scoring plays, we will not stop the clock. So should finish this one out in quick order as Joe Wagner set to kick this off with Caden Oldak and company. Joe O'Reilly standing back to receive it as this one bounces and goes into the end zone for a touchback. And that means Fairview will start the possession at the 20.
So Fairview trying to start again with their fourth string quarterback. Didn't work out so well on the one play. The one snap and a fumble. Again, just trying to get this one over with, get some experience. This is essentially a JV game at this point with the two teams going head to head. So the starters will come out and rest. And it does look like, I don't know, there might be a different quarterback in there, so I see a different guy, a different player taking snaps. Or is that, no, my mistake. I thought the 8 was a 0. There is no 0, so it is.
Bejek will take over and be the third quarterback of the night for the Tigers with 8-13 and counting. He'll split out with 3 receivers. This time gets the handoff set here as this one going to try the right side as that time. Kanan Stancliffe, not much doing.
So the starters on defense also having a seat for Harbor Creek, so good chance to get these backups in there. And looks like Gavin Galbraith was the freshman in on that primary stop. One of them, a couple of the Huskies in on that stop.
No gain on the play, brings up 2nd and 10. As right back to work on the ground game. Going up the middle there, Stancliffe. This time he's able to muscle forward for about a pickup of 4, bring up a 3rd and 6.
Dan Wyrich and Kane Rosanek in the stops. Always like to get their names in there. The players don't get their names too often, making good plays. Wyrich's played most of the second half.
If you're just joining us, it has been the ground game, powering the way for the Huskies on their way to their first victory of the season. They'll improve to 1-3. Meanwhile, it'll be a tough ending to this one as the quick flip from Bejek. This one going to go onto the far sidelines as Nathaniel Adams continues to carry as he gets up from the 24 all the way out to the 44 for a pickup of 20.
Good block there by Caleb Ginkle. Borderline hold on one of the Harbor Creek players. And I don't really think the refs let it go just because it's the mercy rule, but it was a good job that he really opened up that whole left side.
So 6:40 and counting here in a 48-7 score for Harbor Creek. This will be the Huskies' first victory over Fairview since 2019. Thanks to Harbor Creek football history on X for that information. So carry goes to the left side there on second. I believe that was first. Now to bring up a 2nd down play. give him 2 for 2nd and 8.
And Harbor Creek doing a good job getting every single player that's wearing uniform into this game. There's a mass substitution after that play, so rolling through everybody to get experience. You don't get this opportunity too often in a positive way.
So it'll bring up 2nd and 6. Man in motion as they flip it to Adams again. He's going to try the right side. He has some room to run as he gets across midfield down to the 45. That'll be a pickup of 7. Clock continues to wind here, 5:30 and counting. And a Huskies victory. Harbor Creek will improve to 1-1 in region play, while Fairview will drop to 0-2. Bajik, the quarterback in, 3rd quarterback of the night for Fairview. He'll hand this one off as it goes left side that time, as Stancliffe with the latest run for Fairview.
And these are 2 very different 1 and 3 clubs. Very, very different, going in opposite directions. It's a huge hole with 3 losses in such a short high school season. But Harbor Creek, massive. They almost beat Northeast and they destroy Fairview, where Fairview's really got a lot of issues, injury issues and run defense. So they're very different even though they have the same record.
As the handoff goes back to Stancliffe on 2nd and 8, he'll fall forward down to around the 42-yard line for maybe a pickup of 1.
Kane Rosanek, another tackle, another solid tackle. He is the 5'10 sophomore.
He gave him 2 on the play. Stancliffe, his 4th carry. He has 8 yards unofficially in the reserve role. 4:15 and counting, and a 41-point differential. The flip here on the play. Bajik flips to Adams that time, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, maybe muscles his way down for about a yard.
And Rosanek again, in on that tackle. Zach Pinelli with a tackle. I really think that those should not be counted as passes, but I don't think anyone cares what I think. So they should pass the line of scrimmage for it to be a pass. But I know that's the rule. That's what they do it all the way up. I just think it skews the numbers.
That's that newfound Kyle Shanahan, the Sean McVays, and Mike McDaniels. They found the new way to help their quarterbacks get paid $50 million plus.
Oh, there you go.
That's the handoff here this time. That goes off to the left side for Stancliffe. He's going to be met on a 4th and 5, and that'll give the Huskies back the ball with 3:24 to go in this one.
Sophomore Evan DeMay with a stop there, and even the backups playing well for Harbor Creek. Always good to see them get into the game and play well, and so good for Evan.
So that drive stalls at the 42 of Harbor Creek. With 3:24 to go, and with just maybe 1 first down, Fairview can close this one out. Again, the reserves in for the Huskies in this one as they begin from their own 42-yard line. Again, don't go anywhere at the end of this one, as I think Harbor Creek had too many players breaking the huddle there. They had one trying to rush off as the 2nd timeout for the Huskies. So we'll keep it here. Want to remind you, though, as we count down to the final moments of this one, don't go anywhere, as the Valerio's Restaurant and Pizzeria postgame show will begin after this one concludes. We will take a look at the out-of-town scoreboards that have gone final, give you some statistics from this one, and also hand out our player of the game. And our great crew working around the Keck Field and Jack Beswick Stadium hope to maybe grab John Angerer from down on the field once he talks to his team, as well as part of the post-game show. So we appreciate you all. We also, while we have a moment, we'll thank the Fairview School District. They've been great hosts for the last 2 weeks, and the opportunity to come out here and broadcast 2 great games against Girard a week ago and Harbor Creek here tonight. The margin of victory a little bit bigger than a week ago, but still always great to come out here and showcase Erie County football. So thank you to the Fairview School District as we begin with 3:05 to play. Harbor Creek with a man in motion, and they hand it off to, as that time the ball goes to Logan Meyer. he moves forward. He goes from the 42 out to the 47 for a pickup of 5.
It's always fun. I've had a lot of experience being a public address announcer in football, and my favorite thing was calling out the numbers of the backup players, because that's when the fans and the parents get really excited. So
you hear those cheers from the crowd, mom
yeah,
and dad, and
that's
everybody
pretty great.
here. So they give them 4 on the play. They'll bring up a 2nd and 6 for Harbor Creek.
There's a legal motion.
So that'll be the 6th penalty of the night, 6th penalty rather of the half for the Huskies.
I could be wrong here. I didn't think the clock was supposed to stop with the penalty, but I could be wrong.
I believe it stops for the call, and then they should resume play on the ready for play signal here.
Not that it matters too much, and you are correct. He winds it.
So as we get set, Harbor Creek will return home a week from tonight to take on Mercyhurst Prep on the 19th. Meanwhile, Fairview will have to hit the road after 3 weeks here at home. They'll face Oil City upcoming next week, as Oil City was struggling in the first half as the run continues for Harbor Creek and the ground game. As how about that? Jake McMahon able to power his way out there for a large pickup.
And this is getting into well over 300 territory, I would think, for Harbor Creek as a team. So what a great night for them, doing exactly what they wanted to do.
So they've been able to run the football effectively again tonight, totaling up here 2 rushing touchdowns for Zillman, 1 for Gunther, 2 for Herman, and then Amy with the latest touchdown run. And McMahon there getting a big run into Fairview territory. Huskies bobbled snap, ball loose. We'll see who recovers. It's a moot point with about a minute to go as the clock continues to wind. Harbor Creek does recover, though.
And this is such a tough situation because it's not, Harbor Creek's not running up the score. They're putting in their backups, and you can't not make an effort. You're running, you want to make a play. That's what makes football so tough. Unlike, there's rules in baseball and rules in certain unwritten rules, but football, you're just going. You have your backups, and it's such a tough situation for kids that are losing this badly.
Well, again, you're showcasing. Can I prove something to the coaches that I'm giving the effort? I can make a play when called upon, as the final 30 seconds tick away here at Keck Field at Jack Beswick Stadium. This should be the final one as the knee drops down that time for Connor Fortin. And that will be the final as the two teams will meet at the center of the field here. Your final tonight, Harbor Creek 48, Fairview 7. Harbor Creek with its first victory of the year, but don't go anywhere. We've got a lot still to come on the Valeria's Restaurant and Pizzeria post-game show. Stay tuned here on the Erie News Now Game of the Week.
At 10-2 Credit Union, we tend to the stress of managing multiple debts with simple debt consolidation. We help you tend to lower payments, fewer worries, and more peace of mind. Tend to your finances, tend to your life, tend to debt done right. Debt consolidation made simple. 10-2 Credit Union.
Beat the heat this summer with eco-friendly cellulose insulation from Leon Construction. Our cellulose systems keep hot air out and your home cooler naturally. It's energy efficient, safe, and perfect for summer retrofits or upgrades. Don't let the sun drive up your bills. Call Leon Construction or visit us at leoncep.com. Leon Construction, the king of quality.
At the Empty Keg, we believe a good meal feels like home. Family owned and a proud part of Edinboro's history, our doors have always been open to neighbors, friends, and newcomers alike. Our homestyle menu brings people together with hearty daily specials made to be shared. From seasonal beers and monthly tap features to happy hour specials after work, there's always something to raise a glass to. Whether it's a family dinner, a night out with friends, or just a place to unwind, the Empty Keg is where everyone belongs. The Empty Keg, where Edinboro comes together.
Craving authentic Italian flavors? Step into Valerio's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. Our food is made with the freshest ingredients where every bite is an escape to Italy. From fresh and delicious pizzas to calzones, wings, soups, and many other appetizers. Not only can you get our delicious food in our 3 locations, we also offer catering services. From business luncheons to weddings, we have your catering needs covered. So bring the whole family or make it a date night. It'll be an experience you won't forget.
Valerio's, fresh from Italy to you.
At 10-2 Credit Union, we tend to make becoming a member easy. Walk in, sign up, and start saving. We tend to your needs with lower rates, fewer fees, and personalized service. 10 to joining, 10 to thriving, 10 to enjoying the benefits today. Easy to join, built for you. 10-2 Credit Union.
The postgame show and player of the game are brought to you by Valerio's Italian Restaurant. Fresh from Italy to you.
As we welcome you back to Keck Field at Jack Bestwick Stadium, it is the time for the Valerio's Restaurant and Pizzeria player of the game and post-game show as we continue along here, and you see the eyes of the Tigers here from Fairview High School as you see also Harbor Creek gathering after its first victory of the year tonight. And Jamie Murphy alongside, I'm John Leidick. We welcome you into the post-game show. And boy, Jamie, the story of the night, the ground game, you talked about it. Get ahead early and run effectively, and that is exactly how Harbor Creek played out here tonight against Fairview.
But I guess, like we said the entire broadcast, I'm really now I'm shocked. I was surprised. I didn't want to say shocked, but I did not expect a 48-7 game. I expected Harbor Creek, that we said before, they're much better than their record indicates, and they just blew it out of the water. I mean, they were just dominant. There was no part of this game at any point where Fairview had the upper hand at any point. So, and then it just kind of snowballed into a little bit of a disaster for Fairview, and they had the injuries in the backup players, and so, it's tough for them. I get it. And the only thing you can do is bounce back and try again next week. So with Harbor Creek, they used their tools. We knew that Zillman would run a lot, but they used Zillman and additional players too, and they turned up a ridiculous amount of yards tonight.
Yeah, unofficially 378 for Gavin Zillman, 16 carries, 242. And he had a couple of scores to go along with that. Let's recap the scoring here tonight as we go along. It started out tonight with no scoring in the first quarter of play, but that quickly changed about 3 minutes into the second quarter. A 4-yard touchdown run by Thomas Gunther, missed extra point, so a 6-0 lead. And then, after forcing a quick 3-and-out, a 7-yard touchdown run, this coming from Gavin Zillman, but it was all set up on a 31-yard pass play to Brady Powers that set up Zillman for the short touchdown gallop, and 13-0 after the extra point. Fairview responded. They needed just a couple of plays. It was set up by a 77-yard passing play. It was Jeremiah Bennett to Langston Pastelic-Haynes. That set up a 3-yard touchdown, and only score of the night coming from Joseph O'Reilly. Made it 13-7, but just one play after the kickoff. It was Zillman going back to the ground game, 67-yard touchdown run, and the fourth score of the second quarter came from a Cameron Herman touchdown run. It was 27-7 at halftime, and then it was a change at quarterback for Fairview. Grady Anderson was in for Bennett, and on his first passing attempt, a pick six, 46-yard interception return by Brady Powers that made it 34-7. Then a 1-yard touchdown run by Herman, his second of the night, made it 41-7 before Amy, a 16-yard touchdown run. And the final score here tonight, a 48-7 final. As we continue along on the post-game show, again, 48-7 the score. Some other rushing totals, as we mentioned, the big ground game here tonight. You had Gunther with 29 yards on 8 carries. Herman, a couple of carries for 29 yards in the 2 scores. But really, as much as we want to talk about the run game, you got to talk about dominating the line of scrimmage as we come back into the broadcast booth here, Jamie. You mentioned it early and often in this one. What an effort from the offensive line here tonight for Harbor Creek.
And they just dominated. They just we mentioned it in the fourth quarter. There was only 2 negative plays, and one was just a freakish play with a bad snap. It happens. So really only 1 play, negative play. Their offensive line dominated. Then on top of that, when Fairview could make a play, they just couldn't wrap up, where they had the stop down on the 1-yard line, and Zillman popped off and went around the side. And just nothing went right for Fairview. But it all starts and ends with the offensive line, and they just push them 3, 4, 5 yards. Even when Fairview clogged up the middle, they still got a 5-yard gain. So you win every time when you do that.
We'll step aside here, and when we return, we will hand out the Valerio's Restaurant and Pizzeria Player of the Game. Stay tuned. This is the Valerio's Restaurant and Pizzeria post-game show. Back in a moment on the Erie News Now Game of the Week.
Craving authentic Italian flavors? Step into Valerio's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. Our food is made with the freshest ingredients, where every bite is an escape to Italy. From fresh and delicious pizzas to calzones, wings, soups, and many other appetizers. Not only can you get our delicious food in our 3 locations, we also offer catering services. From business luncheons to weddings, we have your catering needs covered. So bring the whole family or make it a date night. It'll be an experience you won't forget.
Valerio's, fresh from Italy to you.
Meet Bree. Bree tracks every dollar she spends, but she doesn't spend a lot of time doing it. Bree uses Marquette's personal financial management tool. It's fast, easy, accurate. Just ask her what she spends on coffee, on streaming services, or doggy daycare. Bree's spending is really looking good, just like her savings account. Be empowered. Marquette Savings Bank.
Looking's not a crime, and what you do online is your business. You've waited long enough to get that hard surface under you, and our select hardwoods and waterproof planks are on sale now. While you have it in your hand, Google Erie Floors for our online credit app and let banks compete for your business. It won't affect your credit score, plus what comes back may make your jaw drop. Erie Floors, our world is under your feet.
Friday nights in our community mean one thing: high school football. And just like your hometown team, McMillan's Towing is always ready when you need us most. From breakdowns and accidents to roadside emergencies, McMillan's Towing has you covered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. McMillan's Towing, proud to support our student athletes and the entire community this season. McMillan's Towing, reliable, professional, always here when you need us. Call 814-897-8989.
At Nova Cabinets, Countertops, and Floors, we specialize in cabinets, countertops, and floors that redefine luxury and durability. Imagine opening your cabinets to find organized bliss with every item in its place. Picture preparing meals on stunning granite or quartz countertops that are as resilient as they are beautiful. And let's not forget the floors. We have an extensive range of flooring options to complement any aesthetic. Visit our showroom or call us today. Nova Cabinets, Countertops, and Floors, your partner in creating the home of your dreams.
Back to Keck Field at Jack Beswick Stadium as we continue along in the Valerio's Pizzeria, Restaurant and Pizzeria post-game show. Is Valerio's fresh from Italy to you. Visit one of their 3 locations on East 38th Street, West 32nd Street, or Powell Avenue in Mill Creek. As we welcome you back into the broadcast booth, it is that time of the game and night to hand out the Valerio's Restaurant and Pizzeria Player of the Game. A couple of choices on both sides of the ball, defensively and offensively, but one man that led the charge with a couple of big runs as part of that big ground game at Zach.
Erie News Now and Valerio's Italian Restaurant Player of the Game.
But you just can't ignore his numbers. He put up ridiculous numbers, 191 last week, over 200 yards this week, some big runs. He found the holes. Again, we talked the offensive line made it happen, but just overall statistically dominate for Zillman.
242 for 16 carries by my final calculations. Again, everything unofficial here in this one. That'll about do it here as we hand it out. Again, congratulations to Gavin Zillman as the Valerio's Pizzeria and Restaurant Player of the Game. He will receive a T-shirt for his major impact on tonight's game. Coming up next week, as we look for Fairview, Oil City is where they will travel to, trying to stop a 3-game slide. Meanwhile, Harbor Creek will return home and a battle against Mercyhurst Prep. Both those games coming up 7 o'clock kicks next week. For us, we will take our talents over to Mill Creek, just a short drive over to McDowell High School as they prepare to welcome Meadville to town at Gus Anderson Field. And we will have that broadcast for you as it always starts with the drive to kickoff, brought to you by Holman Chevrolet and the pregame show. For tonight, though, one final time for Jamie Murphy, I'm John Laddick, and to all of our excellent crew who made tonight's broadcast a special part of your evening. Final score here tonight from Keck Field at Jack Beswick Stadium. It was Harbor Creek 48 and Fairview 7. Have a wonderful weekend.
Spring may bloom, but so can your problems. Birds, squirrels, and rodents love broken soffits and loose fascia. Leon Construction seals your home tight with durable, maintenance-free soffits, fascia, and lifetime gutter protection. No pest, no leaks, no cleaning. Protect your home forever. Call today or visit us at leoncep.com. Leon Construction, the king of quality.
Plastech is a global manufacturing company rooted right here in Erie, Pennsylvania, producing parts that keep the world moving forward by people from right here in our community. A sustainable, innovative, and driven family business, all of our facilities are well equipped with a variety of technology, machinery, knowledge, skill, and talent to design, build, manufacture. Plastech is proud to call this place home.
Thinking of selling but feeling stressed and just don't know where to begin? As Erie's senior care expert, I can make selling your home a little less stressful by personally assisting you from beginning to end. I will be there personally every step of the way. Beat your competition and list now while the housing inventory is low and the seller's market is still hot. Call D. Caruana and Associates today and put my one-of-a-kind multimedia marketing plan to work for you. Your home could be the next one on our sold list.